Oh, sweaty armpits. Well, hello everyone. Just waiting for people to jump in. By the way, the link's out there, but that's only for my man Jonathan. Okay, so later on we'll get your questions ready for the man. So yeah, it'll be out there. So get your questions ready for my man, and after we've done our little chat, we're gonna. But it's gonna be an emotional one, folks. I will tell you that. It's not gonna be the usual. How many fights have you won and all that stuff. We're going to get to know the real man himself, all right? So, yeah, just bear with us, folks. You all right, my guy? Let's get you in, then. Let's get the main man in, and let's get this show on the road.
How's it going, mate? You good? Can you hear me all right?
Perfect.
Clear.
Yeah, 100%.
It's been breaking up a little bit, so if I break off, let me know and I'll pull it off charge and I'll get some headphones in there.
Nah, it's absolutely perfect. Hello, we'll say get a couple of minutes going, let some people jump in, and then we'll go and dive in deep if you don't mind, Johnny. I'd like to go straight in, bro.
Yeah, that's cool, mate.
If I go too far, please do me a favour and just tell me, all right?
Yeah, no worries, man. Honestly, it's not
I just want to do. Hang on, mate. Just grabbing me.
Hello, Nick. You all right, Nick?
It's been a nightmare. It's my mum's fault. What was I just doing? Oh God, I forgot. Never mind. I forgot what I was going to do then. I've got the link out. That is your channel, isn't it?
Yeah, it is Rolling Royle.
Go subscribe, everyone, please. This man's my legend. He's fucking basically, literally saved my life. You have, lad. I don't care what you say. You have. I'm going to make him blush. Oh, that's what I was getting. Oh, I've written down some questions, lad, so I don't get sidetracked, if that's all right.
Yeah, that's cool, mate. Don't worry.
Because I've got a brain like a sieve.
I think what I might do, though, whilst we're there, just before we crack on, is I'll get these headphones in because if I get low, then I'll put it back on charge just so I can hear you better as well.
Yeah, my audio is a bit rubbish. I've got to buy a decent mic.
At least the sound's good. How's everything going with you though? With weight wise, where we at?
Well, I got a lot of compliments yesterday saying that I look like I've put on weight. I weighed myself, but I'm still I keep saying 9 stone. I'm still 6 stone 9-ish. I'm a bit up, but I had a few days off of not eating.
No, you're not going to do it every day, man.
Yeah.
Listen, it's big changes, man.
Bro, everybody was saying yesterday, like, how much they can see it in me. And yeah, obviously I can't because it's my face, but you see these here?
No, you can see it. Yeah, no, I remember when we first started talking. Mate, you're looking good.
I'm not used to having an appetite. I really am. It's fucking mad, bro. Honestly, I'm walking over to my mum's 3 o'clock in the morning, raiding her fridge, like.
Nice, good man. I love that shit.
My mum says thank you so much, John, for like what you did, because she knew what the other geezer tried doing.
Listen, I'm there throughout. You know that, bro.
Right. Before we get this started, let's get a few more people in. Why is it saying no viewers? Saying I've got no viewers, but everyone's in here. Stardog. Yeah. This is the one I'm on about, as you know, because you checked him out.
Listen, Stardog actually messaged me on IG before, and I didn't actually know that was Stardog, but I cottoned on and I was like, shit, he sent me his channel and I clicked on it. It was Stardog's channel, so obviously it works out. It was him.
Everyone subscribe to Stardog's channel as well. I'll put the link up when I work out how to do links. But yeah, he's got his own channel. I said to him to hit you up, see, John, because like he's in the same trouble as me, but I think he's got a more active lifestyle, so it'd be a different sort of thing, like. And yeah.
Food care, not healthcare.
It is, mate,
always.
Yeah. Them simple
food care, not healthcare.
Yeah, just them simple instructions, mate. And like what you said, what was it? Eat and get fat, eat and get fit. I don't need the fit because I can't do it anyway, but yeah. It's mental.
No, don't say no. You never know.
Well, when you come to Western, lad, I do want to do a bit of training. I'll take you to a local gym, look.
I'll definitely have to jump down at you, 100%.
Well, obviously you know Floyd. He wants to meet you as well, so I reckon me, you and Floyd should go to his gym and do some just a bit of light training for me, but yeah, that's maximum respect, bro. Simply. Just getting it right then. Are you ready for it?
Crack on, mate.
Alrighty, mama, I will do. Right, my first question, right, which is so serious and important to me. Your hairline. No, seriously,
Yeah.
seriously. How did you get it to go like that? Because mine just goes like that.
So I actually have no idea, mate. Do you know
Really?
what? Like, funnily enough, right, it all started happening probably, you know, probably like, I don't know, maybe like 2013, to be honest, bro. Believe it or not, though, like, I'll tell you something before we go anywhere. Like, this is a mad
Yeah, we're
one.
getting into the deep stuff. Let's just let some people jump in.
So basically, I used to have, honestly, the longest hair up until it was January last year.
Wow. Oh no.
Can you
Oh,
hear me,
sorry.
Jay? It broke off there.
Yeah, you're good.
So I had really long hair. It was like a sort of like fucking Vikings, anything, mate. Honestly, it was a strip like that, but really long up until like January last year. And I just shaved it all off, mate. Like it was like, I'll tell you a bit more about it, and I'll tell you why I did it. Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah,
it were like,
carry on, mate. Yeah, just go.
but yeah, just that was when I started skinning my head, mate. I only started skinning my head last year.
Was it?
Yeah, mate, I had like really long hair and that, like Viking. I used to braid my hair and all that shit, mate. Do you know what I mean? For fights, I'd have my hair
Oh,
braided. Yeah.
yeah, right. Right, one other serious question. It is a serious question to me. Probably everyone's going to laugh. How did you lose your tooth, John? Do you mind me asking? No,
Right, so
honestly,
no,
I've
no,
asked
no,
Roy
no,
the
get it
same
right.
thing because he's got a tooth missing.
Right, so it was actually I used to like ride BMX when I was a kid, but like I was all right. Do you know what I mean? I used to go to all the like dirt jumps. Where I like built all the dirt jumps with my pals
Yeah,
up just in my local area. But like big ass jumps, man, they weren't like shitty little things. These were big gnarly motherfuckers. And I went to a skate park in Chester. Right, for anyone that skateboards or BMXs and that. I did like this meaty ass wall ride. Maybe two of the pals that I was there with, there's one, Dan Warwick and Richard Birchall, right? They were the ones that took me there. I was too young to drive at this point. And man, I found this wall ride and it was sick. So I was getting like overly excited on it, man. And I must have, I hit this thing at full pelt. I don't know how high I went, man. It was probably, I don't know. Fuck no, it was probably like 30 foot or something. And hit this wall, boosted right into the air, man. I'm riding up this wall. And as I left the wall, something just went wrong. And I tried to throw my bike away from me mid-air. And as I did that, it kind of sent me head over tit. And I just face planted the floor, bro. And do you know what the mad thing is? Yeah, listen to this. See, when that happened, like that, I don't remember shit, mate. I mean, I was in a bad way. I had first response and second response out. And I got rushed to, I think it was the Royal Chester Hospital. And, mate, I'll tell you something funny, right? So basically, when I was out, I mean, I was fucked up. When I hit the floor, I don't remember this, but I sat up and smiled at my two pals. And that I think they kind of knew that I was in trouble when I did that. Like, there was blood all over my shit. My tooth were through my lip and bent backwards into my mouth. Like, my shit was fucked up, bro. So, bro, it was bad. Like, it was bad. So, like, I collapsed. And do you know what? Seeing, like, when I don't remember shit, but there was these paramedics. And I remember, like, paramedics being there. I could remember my pals trying to say something to me. And it was a Reiki healer, bro. Like, I'm not on my son's life. It was a Reiki healer that I remember, like, grabbing my hand and shit. And it was weird as fuck. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I think that's where, like, my spirituality sort of curiosity kicked in, mate, a little bit. I didn't ever talk about it. I've never been openly spiritual until like maybe 2 years back. Do you know what I mean? It's been like a lifelong conquest almost.
This geezer here, he's got me into all this spiritual stuff lately. He's awesome, this Matt's detective. Oh, mate, he's open. You know that? Well, I say it, my third eye. I don't know anything about that, but he has. He's opened something in my brain that's just like clicked onto it all. He's wicked. You want to check out his videos, mate? It's awesome.
I
But yeah,
will,
I just
man.
have
I think
to,
I've watched some of the Mass Detective stuff. I think I've seen some of his stuff, to be honest. I think
yeah.
only a few days ago, actually.
Mass Detective, if you're in here, lad, can you send John your book? Because I reckon he'd like reading that for when he's got time on his hands. It's a good book, honestly, mate. It's fucking awesome.
My sound's still good.
It's perfect, mate. Perfect. Right, should we
Cool.
get in there then? Get to the gravy?
Yeah, go for it, mate.
I've got my serious question out of the way about the tooth. Right, I just want to say, yeah, this is nobody jump in, all right? Because I'm not being ignorant. This is just for me and Johnny just to have a chat, all right? It's not so much an interview; it's just a chat. But I want to know. I want you all to know the real Johnny, not the fighter, all right? So we're not going to talk about fights so much, but we get into that. So let's get down to it. Right. Where should we start? What was your childhood like, John? Don't mind me asking. Like, if I go too much, just say like, and I'll slow down like. But
I can't really,
I know your story,
as
but
much as I can say, at any point I break up here, my sound do tell me, right?
yeah, well, don't
See, as
worry.
far as my childhood goes, I had a good childhood. There were, there's nothing really, definitely at this point worth to note. Do you know what I mean? It's like, come from a good family. It's sort of like such a weird, how it's transpired. Really, I don't know. And that's what I do like because of my childhood and the family I come from. It's like I never believe in that thing that that your family sort of destiny your path. Like I do believe that
Yeah.
it's not what's in the home. Do you know what I mean? It's not. It doesn't matter what's in the home. It's like it does. It makes me think a lot about different stuff because of that. Do you know what I mean? Because I've gone down such a fucking crazy, like the craziest path you can think of. I literally grabbed my torch and I fucking let's do this. Do you know what I mean? I was game bred.
So I'm just turning my phone off, mate. There's going to be nobody get in touch with me, please, while I'm on here. Please respect that, please. Right, phone's off. So, yeah, carry on, John, lad. So that's
So my childhood were good.
yeah,
You
because
know,
most people think
there's
like fighters come from broken homes, and do you know what I mean? That's I've spoke. I know a lot of you guys, and it's not really the case. And yeah, you can't really. But that's mental, right? Can I just touch on something? What actually made you like take up your don't really want to talk about the fighting really, but what actually made you go down that direction? Like, was you like bullied? Was you stuff like that, or
yeah. So like obviously in terms of that, do you know
what
what I
was the
mean? Like
stopping point?
I
What
was,
made you
like
sort
obviously.
yourself out? Like,
So obviously through school and stuff, my childhood at home was good. There was there was maybe some I'm the youngest of three. There was maybe a bit of envy at times, and all those you know sort of genetic sibling quarrels and all that sort of stuff. But
oh
yeah,
yeah,
I was bullied. I was bullied at school, and it's a bit of a mad one because I was thinking about this only a few days ago. Like that. I remember at points in my life where I was actually addicted to other people as well. Do you know what I mean? So I don't
yeah.
know,
Same here,
you
mate. Yeah,
know, kind of put it down and say that it was like, sort of the cycle. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what I think about it, but that is the honest truth. Like I've done that. I was like, I think the best way that I could describe how I felt, sort of at school appears, it was sort of self-oppression, mate. Just so self-contained, you know, socially anxious. Wasn't really sure of who I was. Didn't really feel like I had an identity. Didn't really feel like I belonged to anything. And I was in search, really, even with the BMXing. Do you know what I mean? It was sort of like a search for relevance. Do you know what I mean? In a lot of ways, that was through riding a bike. I had a community, sort of like a community of people. But I met people through riding bikes that I could have friends with. Do you know what I mean? That
yeah,
I didn't really have to understand them. They didn't need to understand the way I was, which is like this. I just didn't know I was always like this.
yeah.
And it was like ways to feel less lonely as a kid. Do you know what I mean? That is the honest truth. That's not me putting an emotional twist on things. Like, in a lot of ways, I probably still, you know, I've you know, even being spiritual and all that sort of stuff, it's like my ego still has attachments to certain things as it was. Do you know what I mean? I still have attachments, and you know, so yeah, the bullying was a massive pointer towards, but it weren't even that. I didn't really start taking it seriously until after school, really. Like, I think around 16, 17, where I didn't know what I wanted to do in life, and fuck me, like, you know, I felt like, you know, that it was like I was really smart in school, do you know what I mean? But I got called Jeff, mate, because it was G's, E's, and F's. Do you know what I mean? So just, yeah, and it were like, it weren't that I was dumb or stupid. I just weren't academically, not even gifted. I just didn't give a shit, mate. I weren't a paper qualification boy.
That's exactly the same as me. I hardly went to school, but when I was in school, I was always in the top class, and I couldn't work out for the life of me how. But I every time there was a lesson, I was clicked on. But I just, it's
mate,
weird.
I'm a big. I seen this a few years ago. Well, more than a few years ago, because obviously I started knowing what I was and who I was some time ago now. But you can't. That's the way I definitely do relate to it on what the education system is, because it's like judging a fish, a monkey, a camel, a horse, and a dog on its ability to climb a tree. Did that break up there?
On you a little bit. It's all good, mate. Don't worry.
No, so it's like you're judging all these different types of animals on its ability to climb a tree. Do you know what I mean? It's like, obviously, there's going to be some that are better at doing that. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it doesn't. So that's, like, when I was stupid, I just didn't really care. I think because of the bullying, the social, you know, anxiety, and almost pressure as well, you know, to not be a fucking failure, do you know what I mean? And not fail in school. And ultimately, I pretty much did it, not on purpose, but off my own will, you know, like that. It had become such a worry, you know, meeting all these expectations that, you know, it was like, you know, taking the power away by not caring, you know, and I didn't. You know,
that's
I
how I
took
was. See, that's exactly how I was. And then when because I never obviously done the exams. When the exams were done, I thought, shit, I could have, you know what it's like. I expect you like it, maybe not, but I look back now and think, why didn't I just bloody stay there? You know, why didn't I just finish it? But then at the end of the day, I am who I am. You know, I was lucky I didn't get bullied. See, because you know me, I'm a joker, so I was always the class clown. Like, no matter where I went.
I was a bit of a class clown.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
But then, because of my anxiety, it was like, oh, some days I couldn't handle it. Like, it was too much, man. Because my anxiety's proper bad. Like, I don't even know how I'm doing this. You know what I mean? It's crazy, bro. Yeah, it's mental. So I got it written down so I don't forget, because I want to get deep. I've done the tooth. Right, listen, lad. I want. You've told me, yeah, but do you mind if I ask about? I'll say the name and the thing, and then you can just tell me yes or no. 2013.
Huh?
2013.
Yeah. So.
Do you want to talk about it or not?
That was really the start. I don't even know. Like, yeah, definitely, actually. Do you know, before we go into that, right? I'll have to talk about the Mickey Ord fight.
Yeah, this is all you. I wanted to ask you how you met Mick and stuff, but
because
you run with it, bro.
The fight with Mickey Ord, even the fact that we're still friends now, it's all like a bit weird to me. Like, it's all like a strange, you know, sort of set of coincidences, and they were all a part of me becoming like not awakened, or like, you know, I'm awakened. Like, it's like that was the start of me like becoming or unbecoming. I think unbecoming in, you know, in my journey. Do you know what I mean? If that's what we're going to call it, in my life, along my path, or whatever we're going to depict it as. So I took the Mickey Hard fight, right? And I'll tell you, during that fight camp for Mickey Hard, I was training at New Mills MMA. I'm not even lying to you. We had a house. I had my house blessed. We had like legit. Like doing my brother heard it. There was another guy that I was friends with many years ago that I'm still cool with. Just don't speak so much anymore. And the house had to get blessed. There was crazy shit going on in the house. The dog was going crazy. Loads of mad shit was happening in the house. Right, that's another story. And then during this fight camp, get this right. Because this is relevant. It was like the start of me wanting to see the world burn. Do you know what I mean? That's as best I can see it. Like that was the start of me wanting to watch the world burn, man. I'm not even lying.
Yeah.
Even me saying that then, like I remember how it felt. Do you know what I mean?
I've
Like I
seen your
remember
face just go. Yeah, I've just seen your face like.
You know, I remember, and that's that's a scary place, man. Honestly, right? So, Joe, this guy, right, who just got released from jail. Not going to mention his name. He was in a different town, and he was like no prejudgments. He was involved in some stuff. He was an ex-addict, where he was, in sort of recovery. And I had him around my house. This is a mad thing, right? I had him around my house, was training with him, and I was like, come on, sort of don't go back down those routes, come and train with me. That's the type of person I am, man, honestly. And so on the night of the Mickey Hard fight, obviously we fought, won the fight. I know we went back home, my family, my brother, and guess my missus at the time, she disappeared with this guy for like 2 or 3 hours, right? And then about 2 weeks later, like we were laying in bed, right? And I knew, just knew, like I did know. And we lay in bed at night, and she was like, "I've got something to tell you." And I was just like, "You slept with blah blah blah, didn't you?" And she went, "Yeah." And I was like, "Do you know what? Like, my brother picked me up that night, and then like I moved to my brother's house, staying on the sofa, and it was like June 12th, 2012. I fought Mickey on May 12th.
Yeah.
And by June 12th, I was on his sofa, and June 12th, it was like an attempted stabbing, random attack on me at my brother's house on his doorstep in the morning. Yeah, not even worth going into it. Like, police reports in, like I did, I had to fuck this guy up because he was trying to stab me up. He was trying to rob my brother's house, I think. So,
Yeah.
So like, for me, like, proper mad, like, already traumatic, already pissed off, and then obviously I met mad then kid's mum to be sometime after. I think it was around like August, September time, right? So this is 2012. Quick on, I think by like the November time we was expecting. In fact, it wasn't. It wasn't. It was the September. And obviously time went on, and we obviously lost the baby sort of thing. We lost him, which was like, and the whole relationship broke down after that. Like, like I'd moved out, I'd gone back to mum and dad's, like, straight back in with like old peers, and it were, do you know what the thing is for me with that as well? Like, just to sort of like, like you could look at like, and it goes back to what I was saying. So like, see, even with my family, I've never had to, they've, like, my brother's got kids, my sister's got kids. Yeah. They all do the things with kids, and I like the guy with no kid. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I had no, it was hard. Do you know what I mean? Like, like, not that I didn't have a kid, just like the sort of the involvement and all that. And it was all, you know what I mean? Like, I'm 30, at this point, I think I was like 26, 27, 25, somewhere. And it were like, for me, it were like, I wasn't just looking forward to being a dad. Like, I was looking forward to like finding, sort of the final picture of the family. And that's, like, yeah, and like when that happened, do you know what? I'm like, I can't even, you know, it fucked me up that bad that I don't even remember how that year played out after that. You know, it fucked me up. I know that I partied some, you know, when I was, you know, when I say taking drugs, I weren't like smacking the fuck out of it, but I was taking, you know, on a party basis, Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
Yeah.
which was, you know, I was still training, you know, but I was then doing Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Um, and yeah, so that really did fucking change the path where I went, you know, what was going to happen next, you know, like you know, probably, you know, even still, like, you know, even with my own son now, you know, again you know, in the situation I am and stuff, you know, it's like, yeah, but at that time, that was like where, you know, that changed me as a person, man. Like, honestly, like, it weren't even just the fact of, you know, that it was a late failed pregnancy or blah blah blah. Like, it, you
Do you
know,
mind me
that
asking,
was like,
Johnny? Did she have to give birth? Like,
no,
yeah.
no. In fact,
Because I know a lot of. Go on. No, you go.
do you know what? Like I was saying, do you know what the mad thing is? Like, I don't even remember, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I just don't even remember that. Um, you know, do you know what? Like, maybe about, I don't know, maybe like 8 or 9 weeks later, 7 weeks later, we're like working for my dad and one of his friends, and it was like in the back, one of the back rooms, and it was a baby cot, and that was obviously, do you know what I mean? He'd obviously stashed it in a thing, man, and you know, like, honestly, like, I even went back to Justin Overberry, who's my coach at the time, and I remember sitting in his kitchen, um, and you know, uh, you know, and it was
Take
like I
your
was
time.
saying to
Take
you
your time,
before.
brother. Take your time.
It was like I was saying to you before, you know, wanting to watch the world burn. Uh, you know, and that at that point I did, like, it was like it was short lived, do you know what I mean? But like, I was involved in a lot of fucking stuff that, you know, I just should have never have been involved with. Do you know what I mean? It was like you know, a year and a half of just, and people didn't want to look at it like that. Not that I'm not known as a bad person. Where about I live, you know, I'm
You're
actually
not a bad
known
boy.
as the
Far
opposite.
from that.
Some people call me a prick. Some people dislike me, but ultimately, yeah,
Well, I'd
like
like to see the prick in you because you have fucking been a legend to me, mate. And I ain't just said,
I've
you know, I don't lick your ass.
I'm
I
not
don't lick anyone.
I'm not free of my downfalls. Believe me, bro. Honestly, I've
100%.
you know, it's took a lot of like inside work, and you know, like, it's not even a joke. Like, I do genuinely spend a lot of time by choice on my own. You know, even like with, you know, obviously, you know, I'm staying with parents now. I'm in Manchester. You know, spend a lot of time in my room. A lot of time I don't watch TV. You know, I sit and I do a lot of reading. I do a lot of studies. I do a lot of, you know, sort of expanding myself, as you will. You know, and like, you know, sort of the subjects that we've spoke about and some of the stuff that I've
Yeah.
said with Nick and stuff. You know, so
This man,
whether
right? I'm just gonna real say, please, I beg you all, go subscribe. He's not just, yeah. Well, we're gonna talk about it anyway. But this man, right, has lived in a car, right? Sorry, don't mind me saying, like, this
no,
man has
no, I
been
don't.
through it all. Where's it gone? He's been through it all. Trust me. I know fighters say, but just go subscribe to the channel and please check out his documentary called Legacy. Please, I beg you all. This man, I'm going to be
Thank
helping
you,
him
man.
get his life out there because most of us know about the fight, and we'll touch on that on other times. But I want you all to know the real man, like, and what's made him who he is, because this guy has literally saved my life by helping me with my weight and stuff. And I don't care what you say, because I know you'll say no, but I was being charged, right? I'll let you get on to your story, but I just want these people to know what sort of person you are, right? Yeah, I've
Thank
never
you,
met him personally, right? So anyway, real quick, I wanted to do my weight gain, put my health back on. I was going to be extorted, right? Being charged for steroids, supplements, and that's all it was. This man hit me up out of the blue, and I'm spending about 25, £30 a week, and I've already put on £9 in less than say a month, thanks to this man. So just please go show him some love. He deserves it big time. Big up Northern King. What else can I ask you? Yeah, about losing your son. Was that your main turning point? Was it? Because that would have broken me. That would have turned me the other way, I think.
I don't make the story. Listen, the story don't end there. Like honestly, there's so many. You know,
The
it was
floor's yours, brother. You carry on. The floor's yours.
you know, it's like, you know, I mean, I don't mean to do with the same stuff, but definitely that was one of the, you know, I never really speak about it. Do you know what I mean? Not really openly spoke about. You know, his name was actually Chase. Believe it or not, we'd named him Chase. And see, like the conversation was, you know, like why, and it was chasing your dreams. It was Chase, you know, and that was something I say to my son now. Do you know what I mean? I whisper it. He's only 3. I don't know if he understands me, but I always say profound little things to my son. Do you know what I mean? And believe it or not, I actually got a dog, 2018, and I named him Chase. Do you know what I mean? Like that was bit of a mad one man doing that really, but for me it was like therapeutic.
Nah.
Do you know what I mean? It was but yeah, that was definitely like one of the, you know, do you know what? I remember once, right? I remember again one of these situations. It was only like a few weeks after it had happened. It probably weren't even that. It was probably like 2 weeks, man. You know, I should have been with my family and around my, you know, proper mates, but I found myself in a flat with a bunch of guys. You know the score. Do you know what I mean? You're in a gaff. You know, not even weren't even a session, weren't even drinking, bro. I'm not even lying there. I found myself fucking like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah.
You know, what is my life now? I went through such like an identity crisis, I think. Again, you know what I mean? It's like I was going to be a dad. I was emotionally preparing myself to be a dad. And yeah, like that was just one of many points in my life where I was like looking, you know, I needed answers. Do you know what I mean? I was either going to do something really fucking stupid to me or whatever, and I needed answers, man. They were like heavy. There was Farhad Ali, right? Mohammed Farhad Ali. He's Farhad Ali's he's an instructor over in Sheffield. I'm going to shout him out in AFK.
Yeah, I have his name. Yeah, shout him out. Yeah,
And,
yeah, I know you.
and Sajjad as well. And I'm not even kidding you. At this time, I was like pure. I was looking for answers, bro. I was reading the Bible. I actually delved into the Quran. I wanted to understand Muslim faith. I wanted to try and find, like, I needed my place. I needed peace.
Yeah.
You know, it was like, I'm not even kidding you when I say watching them, you know, it weren't, you know, I couldn't do myself. Sort of like, do I just not give a fuck anymore? Like, is this what it is? And that was where I was at. Like, how do I not care? Like, why do I care so much?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and the answer was, I'm an empath. Do you know what I mean? I'm an empath, and I'm bit, you know, bit of a mad character. I couldn't even accept
You got
myself though, and I
a good
think that
brain
was,
as well. Yeah.
I think that was the root of the issue mainly because I couldn't accept myself. I was hiding myself just because other people couldn't deal with it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean. Yeah, yeah, 100%, John. Yeah, 100%, man. Jesus. But yeah, oh, sorry. Yeah, I did say it was going to be emotional, peeps. You're doing well, though,
I didn't
brother.
actually think that I thought I was dealing with that pretty well, but I remember that conversation with my old instructor, man, and that was like a profound moment. Do you know what I mean? That my life could have really, really gone one way or the other at that
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
it was either going to be I was going to be in jail or get killed, or I was going to do it myself. Do you know what I mean? That's as easy I could say it, really.
I've got some friends in the chat I can see. Big up my brother. I don't know if he's still in. I'll just show him because yeah.
I've been quickly whipping on the yes, my boy Ashley McGriffin. Good to
Is he
see you,
in
here,
it,
bro.
really? Jump in a bit, Ash. We're just gonna have a chat. It's good to see you. That man as well, as you know, John has been there for me since day one. Can't believe I'm doing lives, even though he keeps nicking my viewers. But carry on, John. The floor's yours, mate. You talk about what you want to talk about, please.
So obviously, I was telling you that losing Chase. That was a turning point. I went on a little bit of a road to recovery. And I mean, it's not even. It's in terms of things that affected me. I actually ended up fighting, and it was a 100-round fight, sparred. What you call it, sparring. We couldn't license it as a fight. It's on Google. If you type in on Google, Jonathan Royle 100 rounds, James Haggerty, it'll come up. I did a 100-round fight. That's no word of a lie. It took me about 6 or 7 hours. I actually had to, at the end, I did 10 rounds with Mike Holden as well. He turned up. Dave Pat, who was another boy that I've trained with only a few times, and my instructor at the time, Justin.
You just said 10 rounds.
10. I did 100 rounds, bro. 10 of those rounds I did with Mike Holden.
Rounds, but you done 10 rounds with Holden as well, is it?
Mike Holden, yeah. And I was on like 70 kilogram. Yeah. It fucked, mate. I didn't get out of bed for a few days after that. I did that for charity. And that was James Haggett. He actually died in Greece, and his body was stuck there. The parents couldn't, they didn't have the money to obviously pay for his body to get back. He had no insurance, so I jumped in to do that. Fast forward, this was like, honestly, like the most. I don't know how you'd say it. Like I could tell you as it was, right? And it'd be like, he lost his mate. His mate died. But again, like, it's coming back to this thing for me as a kid. As not feeling like I had my place, feeling self-oppressed, feeling like I wasn't a part of anything. I felt different. I didn't fit. It's not that even I didn't fit in. I probably look no different. I got a comment on one of my videos saying, "Was you the guy in the camel coat at 3D Fight Club that looked like a celebrity?" I've got no awareness.
Can I just say that? I said to you I couldn't see you all night. As soon as I seen you in a certain person's corner, I was like, "Fuck me, there he is." I'm like, I just wasn't used to seeing you like in that sort of. Because I said to you, didn't I? I was like, "Where was you?" I didn't see you, and then when I looked, I was like, "There he is," and then I've seen you all over the shop. Then
I've got no awareness. I suppose, like anyone else, I've got no awareness of what, but again, like I didn't belong to anything, and I see as a kid that was what I was craving. Even now, do you know what I mean? Even coming up, do you know what I mean? Like I said, my ego has some attachments, and so it's like, I'll tell you what happened, right? I was really going, like, just at the time going through a lot of shit. At home, relationships, financial stuff, blah blah blah. And I've got this set of friends, like I was telling you, I was in this flat. They were just like, they were funny guys, right? Still friends with them, just party animals.
Yeah.
Still chat to them. Like they live down in York. So they were we on that night, because of obviously, I just lost my son, and they were there for me regardless of the partying. They were there for me, and it was they still cared. So what happened was I was going through stuff, and you know, basically come down to Yorkshire. Your head, come and chill, don't throws.
It's all right. It's all good. It'll be all right on the YouTube. Just let it go. Should be all right. Give it a sec. Oh, fuck's sake. What's happened here? Do you want to go out and come back in, lad? I'll put the link back up. The link's for Johnny, by the way, yeah? Just had a bit of issue then. Oh, hang on. Right, boom. Boom.
There we go.
That's it. Perfect.
Yeah, so they basically took me down to Yorkshire. They come up, and this is what I mean. It's like, you know, it's not a short drive. Do you know what I mean? They drove up to come and get me. They didn't ask for petrol money or anything. Like, they were good friends. Do you know what I mean? They didn't ask for money for petrol. They just come and got me and took me down. And it's worth noting these little bits here, because these are the bits that are like my favourite sort of memories of Rick. So basically, they were like, it's this guy's 40th. You can come to the party. He's dead chilled. He's open. He's funny as fuck. Get him like a bottle of whiskey or something. I was like, what? No, I said, like, what does he like? What does he drink? And he's like, he's a whiskey man. And I was like, I'm a whiskey man. I don't drink anything but whiskey. I don't drink lager. I don't drink anything else. It's whiskey, bro. None of that Jack Daniels. I like that fine fucking single barrel stuff, man. I like a decent whiskey, bro.
Yeah. Something that fucking takes your voice away.
But I got this guy a bottle of Jack Daniels, right? So I've got to the door with I can't remember who it was now. It was my mate Dave, actually, Dave Lee Jackson. We got to the door and knocked on, and he's answered the door, and I'm like, yo man, nice to meet you, like Richard, innit? Like, I got you I said, I got you a present, do you know what I mean? Like, gave him the whiskey, he's looked at it and he's gone, it's not a fucking single barrel, right? And then I was like, yeah, man, all right. He likes the same drink as me, and I've got a bottle of single barrel with me. So, and then he's like turned around and he's just looked me dead in the eye and gone, "You're getting fingered tonight." Like, but that. Right, bearing in mind that I don't know the guy, that was just his sense of humour, do you know what I mean? He had a missus, that was just who he was, do you know what I mean?
Oh, man.
Yeah, like...
This guy here, Johnny, this one here, I'll tell you some stories about this man. This man is probably like...
Yeah, echoing.
Oh, hang on. Oh, yeah, no wonder, hang on. There we go. Oh, no, what have I done? Right, hang on. Hang on, I've got 3 of you up. What's going on? Hang on. I can't take this one off. Hang on. Right. Hey, is that any better?
That's much better.
Yeah, this man here, Paddy, he's my G. Oh, hang on, what's happened? Oh, God. No! Slap that back up there. I don't know what happened then. We had him on both ones. But yeah, massive shout out to Paddy Shepherd, man. That's my brother from day one. There we go. That's it.
Much better.
Yeah, just a real quick one.
So...
Him here, yeah? Him and his brothers, right? They're a big family where I live. And they're Irish. I got a tattoo of his dad. Called him Pops. But anyway, real quick, I'll tell you more when I speak to you. He wants to
stick away from the Irish heritage, then. He wants to hear that.
Yeah, him and his brothers used to kidnap me, bro, just for me to chill with them. Yeah, the sods. yeah, it used to, honestly, I'd do it, and then next thing I'd be thrown in the boot of the car and just took off. But the best times of my life. They kidnapped me when I was on the air.
They're the friends that you need.
Yeah.
Not the friends that you want, but the friends that you need.
When my family fell apart, these people were always there for me. You know, he's my day. Well, he's my brother. He always will be. But mate, yeah, this I know what you mean with them sort of friends. They are your brothers, aren't they?
So I'm at this house party, right? Big old fucking house, by the way, like beautiful. This guy's like, like big on his aviation. His sons was like, his one of his sons was like keen on aviation and all that. This guy was smart as fuck, by the way. He was an engineer. Like, I mean, I'm not even underplaying it how smart this guy was. Like, just so we got absolutely fucked at this party. Like, I was fucked, like wrecked. And he's come up to me and he's gone, listen, I've got a VIP card. And I'm like, what's a VIP card for? And it's like, for the VIP room. And I'm like, what's a VIP room? And he's like, it's in my room. And I'm like, all right. It was just his bedroom, man. Do you know what I mean? We was all just sat in his room getting wrecked. And I've got a video on my phone. And it's like all of us looking really fucking peculiar. Like, it's his birthday. It's his birthday,
Just like
and
this
all
little
that.
fucker here. Just like
Yeah, like, we was all absolutely out of that, right? Obviously, you know. And then by the end of the night, towards the end of the night, over all of the odd, funny shit that happened and went on in the house that night, it was absolutely off its fucking head. It ended up just being me and him, right? We just sat talking about, like, you know, if the earth is flat, you know, and like, you know, all these different mad things, spirituality, and like, do you know what? Like, I've never, see, at that point, right? I've never sat and had a conversation like this guy just like started a conversation off about sexuality, right?
yeah.
And I'm like,
That's like him.
this is like, and I'm like, I found it awkward, bro, because I'm, you know, my, you know, sort of again, like I didn't have many like profound conversations at that point. That was a new thing for me. Do you know what I mean? But
Especially when he says he's going to stick his finger up your bum.
no, but this, it, you know, this guy had a missus and that, but like it was just like pure talking about like, you know, sexuality and spirituality and all this mad shit, man. I'm like, what the fuck, right? You know, this guy was straight as, by the way. It was a bit nuts, man. I think he'd like fucking, you know, like, you know, I'd fucking freaks. Even though he told me some mad stories anyway, like, and you know, like, as awkward as it was, as awkward as it was at that time when he started talking about all that sort of shit, that was like one of the first times that I'd really like, this guy's like me. Do you know what I mean? Like, this guy's like, you know, not that he's an engineer and is well achieved or anything like that. You know, like, and it's mad as fuck. But see, the minute that we're thinking that, he turned around to me and he's like, you know what? Like, we're the same. Do you know what I mean? like, you turn like, we're like, we think the same. Do you know what I mean? Like, when you look like, with do you know what I mean? We was cut from the same cloth, sort of thing. And it were like, that was it, man. It was like, boom. It was like the most fucking, it was an explosive friendship. Do you know what I mean? We became soul brothers. It was you know, it were like, it were nuts. Do you know what I mean? He went through this thing like later on towards the end of his life where he were really going through, you know, he was going through a lot of his own shit. He were ringing, you know, I was doing night shifts. I worked, you know, obviously a lot of people know by now, I work with children, and at the time I was working at a residential home for children, and I was doing night shifts, and it was like 2 a.m., 3 a.m., and I'd be on shift. I can't do anything. I can't even make a call because of the type of the work that it is. I couldn't have even made a call because I would have been, then I've took a call whilst I'm on shift. Do you know what I mean? But, you know, like, pretty much threatening to kill himself pretty much every night. And I'll be like, pretty much begging him. Do you know what I mean? Every night, begging him, telling him, you know, we've got plans, we'll do this. I'm going to fight in January next year. I'm going to take a title. We'll go on holiday. Listen, we'll, you know, blah. And you know what? Like, see, like, I'll say this, yeah, because it's been weird because he was my best friend. Do you know what I mean? It was like, it weren't even, it was my best friend. It was my soul brother. Do you know what I mean? That's the way that that's the way that me and him described it. It were like soul brothers. Do you know what I mean? And I at times I felt like bad on his long-term circle of friends by calling him his best friends because they'll have people, but it was just, it was just different. It wasn't like, you know, that was for me the first time that I felt like I had a connection with someone. Do you know what I mean? I don't even mean that in, you know, because I'm straight as a book, mate. Do you know what I mean? Like, that is as stand as it is. But like, that is the first time in my life where I felt like this is like, you know, there's going to be good times ahead. Do you know what I mean? They had
Can
a
I just
sense
say
of like,
something real quick, right? Because that's what I was trying to explain to you about my brotherhood with this guy, yeah? You don't mind me saying. Back in the day, we were that close. We even used to bang in the same room, you know what I mean? He'd be in the bed opposite to me, and we just look up and just like, you know, I know him. Oh, yeah, that's why I'm getting upset. Yeah, this man's the same as what you're saying about your mate. Go on, John. I'm just finding it a bit hard, mate. This is bad. Oh, this is brilliant, but
no,
bad.
don't worry, man. It's good chat.
Yeah, you carry on, mate.
So, like I said, it was like sort of increasing, and I was sort of stuck because I didn't have a car, I didn't have a license, didn't have transport. He was down in the Yorkshires, literally nothing. All I could do was feed back to his pals and, you know, sort of tell him what was going on. It was in crisis, he needed help, and blah blah blah. And then like this, I spoke to him one morning, like 5 a.m. and he's like, "Listen, and I don't know why I didn't notice, right? I'll say this because every other night the phone calls were, I'm going to kill myself. But this time he's rang me and he's like, listen, man, I've booked the Tyson Fury Klitschko fight. It was the first one, 27th of November, 2015, I think.
It was, yeah, it would have been, yeah, around about then.
Right, so he's rang me, and he's like, you know, I've gone down. He actually came and picked me up again. Like I said, he just drove up with his dad, come and got me, took me to his. We sat, chilled for a few days. We watched a fight, and then I was back up road, and then it was like not even a week later, I got a phone call off his missus or ex at the time. Who was going through some stuff as well. And she's like, "Oh, I've not heard from Rich. I'm concerned." Blah blah. And I just said, "Just go and kick his door in. You know what he's like. He's probably engineered a fucking mad thing to his door handle and all that. Like he was proper. You know, like just the guy was just nuts, man. Honestly, like the funniest guy ever. Like got too many stories to tell. I'd be wasting your time. The guy was an absolute
No, please,
class
man.
clown, mate. Honestly, the
Please.
ultimate class. He was brilliant." But yeah, you know, and he'd killed himself. Do you know what I mean? He'd locked himself in his room and he'd killed himself. And again, like it were like you know, like I can't even describe. Like it weren't even at that point like watch the world burn or anything like that. You know, I don't even know. It was definitely like a good moment, a good, you know, as much as it was disguised as like the most horrific at that point, that was the most horrific thing I've ever been through in my life. You know, hands down. Not, you know, not the loss, but what it did to me.
Yeah.
You know, not even emotionally, but like I didn't even want to get close to anyone after that. So I mean, I didn't want to.
After losing Chase as well, you know what I mean?
You know, I didn't even want to be near anyone. Do you know what I mean? It was so like fast forward the month and end up fighting for the title. That's actually on YouTube against Steve Gale. That was the 27th of January, I think, the 10th. or 11th of December, he'd actually killed himself, and by the 27th the next month, I was fighting for a title. And yeah, like it's like I was saying, like, you know, when it's like you could look at it and be like, you know, for me it weren't the loss, you know, it weren't just the fact that they were gone and that, you know, and I do,
Oh, I'm
you know,
not crying. I got a cold.
you know, it's it was more about the way that I felt before I met him. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, he was my soul brother. Do you know what I mean? It took me a long time. It took everyone, you know, like, because of the person that he was. Like, I'm pretty sure it took everyone, you know, a long time, but it did. It, you know, that hit me the hardest. You know, that took me a lot. I'd actually made an attempt on my own life,
No lie,
and that
John.
ended up.
If I lost this guy, I'd fuck you now. Yeah, we nearly did lose him, and
You know, I ended up with, you know, my stomach getting pumped full of charcoal and all that sort of stuff. You know, and made an
wow,
attempt on my own life.
yeah,
And so yeah, like that. It was actually that. It was actually that. You know, I think for a year I probably suffered. 2016, tried to open my own gym, closed it down in 2017. And yeah, it was that like sort of put me on a different path with how I'm looking at life. How, you know, not even who I want to be. Like, I'm choosing to be a certain person. You know, I set myself, you know, basically parameters to live by, and that was how we got to where we are now. Do you know what I mean?
yeah. Can I?
But
Do
it's
you want to touch on where we are now? Do
hey.
you want to touch on where we are now, or do you want to open up some more, mate? Because the floor's yours.
Yeah, like, definitely now. This is you know, like, see, even the stuff that we've spoke about, this is pretty much stuff that I've you know, spoke about pretty much everything else but what we were about to go into, because this is completely fucking nuts, in it.
Yeah,
You know, they're like the hardest moments in my life where I managed to find triumph. I think, you know, managed to find, you know, the good foot. Because you know, each time life, it could have gone either way. You know, the influences, like anyone knows in the fight game, are, you know, they're easy to find. You know, and they're not few and far between. They're more common than not. Actually, you know, the
yeah.
profound
Even
conversations aren't easy to come by.
the amount of
Lucky for me, I've always
yeah.
craved that. You know, coming to
So,
where we are now.
not kissing your ass, you're number one up there, but everybody, even, and people are going to say Dean Lynchford, even Dino checks on me. If they don't see me online or whatever in a day or two, they always check on me. Do you know what I mean? I have met so many nice people. You know, we're going to have to get Chris on one day, mate. That'd be awesome getting him on one day.
Yeah, 100%, man.
I've been talking, right?
100%.
Because he's a top man. He always like says what's up, but I changed my YouTube account, I think. So,
Just gonna check
what's the
these
future
comments.
for you then, John? What you got planned, mate? Obviously, you couldn't make it to the last 3D. Are you going to go for the next one?
It's going to be dependent on how it goes first. I'll find out more about. Listen, you can see how no sound.
No, it's all good now.
Yeah, it breaks off on occasion, man. Let's see how much battery I got here. So basically, like, depends on my recovery. 31st, I'll find out more about that, and it's it's a confusing one for me because I'm fully with it. I'm not slurring my words. You know what I mean? I'm not
No, that's
struggling
right. Yeah.
emotionally. Considering what's happened, what's going on in my personal life. I'm not waking up in tears. I'm not struggling to get out of bed. I've been out on a walk. I've been training. I can't see me having to wait long until I'm medically clear. But I'll put it out there now. Whoever wins out that Danny Duval and Danny Christie title, that's who's on my hit list next. And that's
Hang
it.
on one sec. Oh, go on, carry on. I'm ready, fam. I'm ready.
I've been speaking with my coach, and obviously I'm eager to get back up there with him and get working and chipping away. I always keep fit. I'm always training every day, always. Don't even need to train daily. So where we're at now. Do you know what? I'm gonna go back because this is pretty fucking. I don't know. See, when you, I think obviously I rattle my head. At the minute, I'm rattling my own head pretty much every night. It's like when I look at my life. It's like I was left for dead in Glasgow in 2000. Not mentioned that I was spiked in a bar and left for dead in Glasgow in 2019 in December. I got fucked up. It was weird as well, mate. I got dragged out the back of a taxi. I was fucked, and then I was getting fucked up. I woke up with half my clothes on me. The police didn't put a report out. It was just so fucked up, mate, honestly. Oh. And there's so many stuff, put it on my Instagram story before, just where there was a machete attack. Loads of boys jumped about with some machetes, and that happened. So there's been loads of stuff throughout my life that I consider that have been like pretty traumatic and changed who I am, or made an effect on me, or had impact on who I am, regardless of I wanted to be there or not. It was still there. I'm just, so considering that, and when I look back and I'm like, I know I've suffered. Do you know what I mean? I'm afflicted in life, I think, and I have my sufferings. I've got, this is it in sort of memory of my best friend when he passed away. I did Invictus, the poem Invictus. And it goes on about no matter how charged with punishments to scroll or how straight the gate. And I stand by it. It doesn't matter because I won't fold. And that's, and I haven't folded. I'll tell you this from, I don't know, a relationship breakdown in Jesus Christ. This is going to have to be accurate, isn't it? 2021, January 2021. Yeah. Made myself homeless by choice. Let me make that clear. I weren't homeless because of drugs. I weren't homeless because of anything other than my own choice. Like, I put myself in that position. I made that choice. I ultimately had no other choice, right? But that is what I had to do. And so I ended up homeless 2021. Obviously I got temporary accommodation. I was in a homeless shelter. And it was like I met my coach at the same time, who didn't know that I was homeless. Right? No one knew that I was homeless. Until obviously, like, it all come out in a certain way, right? So basically, I was training 2 or 3 times a day, and then driving back 50 miles. I'd drive 50 miles to training, train 2 or 3 times a day in a certain location, and then I'd drive back. Obviously, I'll be training my coach, so he knows he'd back this up as truth. Do you know what I mean? And then I'd drive 50 miles back to the homeless shelter that I was living in out of at the time, and it was fucking bad, bro. Oh, that's what I will say. Scotland.
Is that at Nick's, yeah?
Hey?
Was that at Nick's what you're on about?
Nick's?
Yeah. I mean, Chris. What am I about, Nick?
Chris, yeah, with Chris, yeah.
I'll just say, Nick, hang on a minute, John, please. Nick, can you just please, like, I don't want to disrespect you, bro, but can you just another time, another place? We're not about all that, please, please, bro. I did warn you, Nick. Please chill out. I don't want to kick you, bro, but like, yeah, respect, please. I did say that, but yeah, man, yeah, carry on, John. Sorry, I had to say that, mate. Get carried away.
So yeah, so basically the reason why I made myself homeless because my options were to go back to Manchester and not see my son a lot, you know, and that's the ultimate truth of it. If I would have gone back to Manchester like I am now, then I wouldn't have seen him. So I stayed homeless, bro, and I was adamant I weren't leaving. You know, I was gonna work, I was gonna get a house, get a car, which I did. I bought a car, like I was saying, I was driving to training. Got a job. And do you know what? I'd mentioned someone, but I'm not even going to air him because he's not even worth a breath. But this guy completely fucked up my life up, mate. You know, all the hard work that I did coming through homelessness, this guy literally sabotaged, stole, and fucked me over in the worst way possible. This is a guy that I call brother. And you
Oh, what's
know,
going on?
basically long cut and short of it. You there, man?
Yep, yep, yep. It's all right. Just broke up for a second. It'll be all right when we go to YouTube anyway. When it goes to there. Yeah, it's all good.
You there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, loud and clear, bro. Yeah.
So a lot of the work that I'd done last year was undone by Christmas. Just gone. I was completely fucked again. Basically, I bought a car off him that he's sworn had whatever done to it work wise, and it had never. It was not even safe to have my kid in, bro. The car was completely fucked, so I got done out of call it £2,000. And that was me. I lost work. That was me lose my job. There was fight camps last year and training never happened. Training fights never happened, and another relationship breakdown towards the end of the year, and everything that it was very much the rug got pulled from under my feet. Do you know what I mean? In many ways, definitely, it was just like everywhere I looked, I was getting fucked over, and I didn't get it. And then fast forward to getting, it were like there was a car crash that happened last year, and I was depending, and it was like £9,000 that was due in compensation, and then it went to £6,000, and then it went to £4,000, and then it went to £2,000, and I was like, what the fuck? So like even my saving grace, which that see through December, and I was like, everything is fucked up. Like Christmas was fucked up. Like like pretty much all the work that I'd done all year, making my life right again, was coming undone in front of me. I felt like life was crumbling in front of my eyes, and I couldn't do anything about it. Like I was just covering cracks. That's the way that I felt. I still do feel like that in a lot of ways. And so I got paid out, and I was like, I'm not gonna get I don't want a quick car. I just want like a car that's like, I had £2,000. Do you know what I mean? So it was like a Jag X type, an 08 plate Jag X type that I bought, right? And I was like, leather interior, a bit grandad car, right? But that's me. Do you know what I mean? It's just a nice motor, a bit gangster with 19-inch alloys and that. It was a bit nice. Do you know what I mean? It's just such a comfy car, rocking about. Rocket, you can imagine. Look, me in a Jaguar X type like that. It's just brilliant, man. And I'll tell this before I go any further, right? Before I go any further into this, because this has been like just the way it's transpired. So when I rang the insurance company, I was due a renewal, on my insurance. I never cancelled it when the car fucked up in December. I just kept it going so I didn't lose my no claims bonus. So my car, it was now, yeah. So when I rang them, I said, I've got my Jag. I need my car. I need a renewal, but I also need to change the car on the policy because I've got a new car. Right. So they just put the new car on the renewal, not the existing policy.
Yeah, right.
So 2 days later, when I crashed, I wasn't insured. So not only in the crash did I break 4 ribs and walk away with a brain injury, I'm now in a court case pending, and they're trying to do me for dangerous driving, careless driving, yeah, and driving with no insurance. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. I'm going to be deadly honest. And then to make matters worse, obviously the child protection work, I lost my job. I can't spar for 6 months. Can't drive till August until DVLA approve me. And obviously, like, the worst case scenario for me is that I'm now back in Manchester and 200 odd miles away from my son, which I haven't seen him now for 3 weeks.
I know.
And that is completely eating away at me. I was actually supposed to be going up this Friday and seeing him, but he's got COVID, so I can't even go up this Friday now. Half of me is thinking I'm just going to go and fuck COVID, but it'd be selfish.
2 weeks, and what you got to wait? Is it 2 weeks? You're supposed to wait before you can have contact with someone that's got the
5 days, I think.
Oh right. Oh, I've still got him.
I'm short. I think they've reduced it.
Can I touch on your crash again? That was, mate. I don't know if anyone knows, but do you want to tell them what you actually crashed into? This man is lucky to be alive, people. Honestly, I've seen the car. Yeah, wow.
It's biblical, mate. I can't.
Yeah.
I
There's
try
a
and look.
view, Johnny. Yeah. Somebody's looking over you.
I was, you know, I read all these different things and that, and I look at all these different things. I'll go over the crash in a minute, but this is relevant. And it's like, do you know what, like, when you get that scenario, the guy's digging and he finds a rock, and the idea is that all them years ago that the rock was purposely put there for that guy to find. You know, that was his challenge. Like, he was meant to find that rock, right? And I used to hold relevance to that. But see, after obviously what's gone on now, I'm just like, all that's kind of gone. Do you know what I mean? I'm kind of struggling to find, you know, the right, I don't even know, the right philosophies or ideas to even relate. You know, and I look back and I'm thinking, like, you know what, like, how the fuck do you write this? Do you know what I mean? How do you write this?
Yeah.
You know, I was actually driving. I just argued with my ex-girlfriend on the phone back from the gym. I put my phone down. I'm driving. Pulled off this. It's just seeing there, Nick. It's Ronin Royle, Royle official, Royal official. Just to correct it there.
Down there.
He'd spelt it wrong. So I'm driving down this country road. It's a 60 road. I think I was probably it's a Jag X type. Do you know what I mean? It's not exactly the quickest car. It's a 2.2 litre diesel. Do you know what I mean? It's probably cruising at about 45, 50 mile an hour, maybe 55. Fuck knows. I don't even know.
Yeah.
Cruising down this road, coming around this corner, and there's just this fucking, you know, you'll see it on one of the reels that I've posted on Instagram. I posted a reel on Instagram, one of the last two, and there's like footage of the crash and there's footage of the cars and like this big monstrous Nissan thing, and the guy was just sat stationary in the road, no hazards on, and I like tried to go around him, but there was a lorry incoming, so I like tried to go into the ditch instead, but I couldn't avoid them, and I just hit him and just went straight underneath the pickup.
Yeah, because come on, mate, don't play it down. It wasn't a pickup. It was one of them recovery trucks. Was I right? Was it one of them? It was one of them things, wasn't it, that doesn't move when you hit it, basically.
Yeah, it didn't move, mate.
Nah,
It
it's
didn't
one of
move.
them big haulers that you see him pulling trucks out of the ditches. One of them, and he just, yeah. You played it down then when you said that, man. The gravity of it. You are lucky.
You know, I'm not even kidding you. See, when that had happened, like, I don't really remember shit. Like, I remember being stood and a guy trying to say a load of shit to him, and it was like, I was not even with it. Do you know what I mean? And I don't even know, man. It was the weirdest. Do you know what the weirdest thing is, right? I'm not even kidding. Like, I'll lay claims to spirituality and being an empath and being in tune and all those different things, but I'm not kidding you. When I was in the car and I was like, when I bought the car, I mean, when I was on the forecourt, I don't even know. It was like, because I wanted a Jag, I was desperate to buy a Jag, right? But see, when I was sat in the car, and I did know, bro, like I felt off. Like, I'm not kidding you. There was something. See, for the 2 days that I drove about in that car, I just knew that. I don't know whether I knew that something was going to happen in the car, but I had a bad feeling about the car, mate. I actually thought the engine was going to blow up or something. That's what I thought it was. I was pure anxiety driving the car. I was like,
yeah,
and it was.
Man, yeah. But people need to see the picture on his reel because he plays it down. He is so lucky, man. When you see what sort of truck it is, oh my god, man. When I heard, didn't I? Because I heard through a strange way. I just hit you straight up, didn't I? Fucking hell. Hey, sure.
Crazy, man.
I thought you was gone. I'm not gonna lie.
And do you know what? Like, the mad thing is, like I said, like, you couldn't actually write this shit. Do you know what I mean? No. I just spent a fight camp training for Danny Duval for the title. I would have 100% be taking that title home as well. I'll add that. I know 100% I would have been taking that title. I know that's going to be a fight. I know I would have took that title on Saturday, but I can't say that. And obviously, Danny's, success and stuff, but see, I'm like, see through the homelessness and rebuilding my life, and I'm a hands-on doting dad. Do you know what I mean? So I'm fucking completely heartbroken. Do you know what I mean? At the situation right now, I'm not gonna say I'm not sleeping good. You can see it on my face. I'm not sleeping good. Completely like, it's not even at loss. I've just essentially lost everything. Do you know what I mean? I have just lost everything. My house, my car, my son, and like, it's a familiar theme. And I was watching some only a few nights ago. I watch a lot of stuff like Alan Watts, Ralph Waldo Emerson. I read a lot of different philosophies, a lot of different sort of intellects, similar-minded, and I don't know why I do it. I don't know whether it's to inspect myself or what. And do you know what? Like, commonly, the way that I talk and the way that I am and the way that I carry myself, while I talk about these things, people want to, first off, I'll tell you something. Yeah, I'll tell you something in a minute. And it's like, people want to hear it on an instant side and take it as depressive, but I mean, look at me. Look at me. Like, I'm not kidding you now. Like, I've had the worst. I don't even know how many years. Like, in every year, there's been like So I write. I used to write a lot of poetry, write a lot of lyrics. I was actually chatting with the Fuse UK because I only found out recently he's big into his music, right?
Oh, right.
And I was like
Oh,
checking over things like I've got a file on my Google Drive and all that, and it was like, see how long it is till I'm crying. Do you know what I mean? And it's like taking bets up there just to see how long. And I do feel like that. Do you know what I mean? It's like
yeah.
back to the rock theory. Like, you know,
Yeah.
I'm taking it as a test of character right now.
That's
You
why
know,
you love the
and
Mass Detectives book. I'll send it to you. I'll get it to you. You'll love it. You really will. It's brilliant. But yeah, it's crazy, bro. And that's why I wanted to go down this route. See, man, I wanted people. And it has been emotional. You've done awesome, mate. You've done awesome. And just
I
go
actually thought
subscribe
I'd
to this
find that
new
out if I
group.
actually. I was having heavy anxiety this morning. I didn't actually know how this one was gonna go. Do you know what I mean? I broke a
Yeah,
little bit, but I did all right. I kept it
man,
together.
I tell you, well, I got a cold earlier when you was talking. You know what I mean? I had a cold. I wasn't crying. You're a top man, and that's the thing I wanted to do. And we ain't even scratched. We could do another live sometime and touch on further things. You know what I mean? So we ain't even scratched the surface with you. You know what I mean? Or we can do it
Yeah,
on your
definitely.
channel. You need to do it, mate. Seriously, because people
Yeah,
they know you
definitely.
about the fighter. Let's get to know you. You know what I'm saying, mate? Because
Yeah.
you're a
Listen, like,
legend.
do you know, for anyone watching, it's not to be taken as like, you know, woe me, like, you know,
No,
I'm
no, no,
sad.
no.
Like, what I'm trying to get across is like this shit is not plain sailing. Like, this shit isn't plain sailing, but I also know that you miss 100% of the shots that you never take, you know, and that is it for me. Like, in life, you know, in love, by philosophy, like, that is constantly what I'm trying to do in life. Is I'm trying to take whatever the opportunity be it good or bad. You know, I made the documentary whilst I was homeless. No, the production team didn't even know that I was homeless when they filmed the documentary. They only found out just as the documentary was due to be released. That is when they found out that I was actually homeless. It's not where my life was getting lived out of bags, but I was living in the car at that point.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And like
But people don't know
that
that. Like, go on.
that is the legacy that I'll, you know, whenever that is, you know, I'm forever ready to meet death. I'm not scared to say it. I'm forever ready to meet death. That's why I won't stop fighting. I'm not asked. I don't care.
I bet you
You
all, yeah.
know,
Please go check out his documentary. Who is it that done it? Where can they
Echo
find it,
Whiskey
John?
Films. Yeah, you can
Echo
actually, it did
Whiskey
like
Film.
120,000 views on 120,000 views on Facebook. But it's Legacy, Jonathan Ronin Royle. It's
Yeah,
produced by Echo Whiskey Films.
perfect.
But that is the legacy for me, and it's
Yeah,
like, you know, do you know what? If I can reach out in one way and someone can relate, and you know, and for whatever reason they don't stop, do you know what I mean? And then I'm twice fucking lived. Do you know what I mean? That's my work done.
yeah,
You know,
good.
it's sheer commitment and tenacity. And that's exactly what the legacy will be left as.
Well, I asked you, didn't I, if I could use it on my channel, and I couldn't, and I was gutted. I was like, oh wow. But people, you need to go watch it. It is awesome. Yeah, yeah. And oh yeah,
I
it's
have actually uploaded it. They gave us permission. I have actually uploaded it to
really.
my channel only a few
There you go,
days
and
ago.
people
Yeah,
check it out nicely.
yes,
Just go show
that's
this
up
guy
there
some
on
love,
that.
everyone, please. He's going to be on Hold an Official next week. What time is it again?
Oh God, don't even quote me on it.
Probably around 9ish. No, in Hold an Official. Anyway, go check it out next week. I think it's next Tuesday, is it? Well,
They don't
I'll.
call you ruthless toothless without broken. Came out of the
Who
shit
said?
strong
I
and
did
wise. It
see that
wasn't.
somewhere.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
don't know who the GIF is, right? But they
That's
don't
Ashby
call you
Giffins, big
ruthless.
brother.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so
Big Gaz.
back in the day, they actually used to call me. Ruthless and Toothless and Ruthless on Ruthless and Toothless. They did, like, when I was like 16. That's what they used to call me, Ruthless and Toothless.
Yeah, I had to ask you that question about how you lost the tooth. Yeah. Oh man. Shall we get Dom in? Shall we? Should we let him in? Do you reckon?
Yeah,
We
get
should?
him in, man. Let's.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Time for the good talks.
Good look. Yeah, actually, yeah. Right. Listen, people. Yeah. Call it what you want, but this is going to be. It's going to be ours basically, but it's going to be
Dom,
all.
can I just say firstly, like, the messages that you sent me, I didn't find them until this morning.
Carry on, guys.
Oh, don't worry, bro. No.
Dom, can you hear me all right?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah,
How are
man.
you, bro, anyway?
Yeah, I'm good. You sent me a load of voice messages, man, and I just want to let you know I fucking appreciate the genuinity of love that you gave me in them, man. I appreciate. Do you know what I mean?
No worries, John. Oh, no
Fucking
worries, bro.
gen up, bro. You know, massive love for that, honestly. I appreciate it.
No, it's not a problem, Johnny, man. Not a problem at all, mate. It's a hard time, isn't it? I can understand, like, you've done all that training and it's getting to the end point and you're dying. You're just itching to get in and get it done. And
Aye.
all of a sudden, it's just the rug's pulled from under you.
I've got a mate who's in the military, and he said this one time. I mean, he's in the UKSF, like Special Forces, and he said he did like 6 months of training, whatever it entailed, ready for deployment. He went and deployed and never shot one bullet, and that fucked him up. And
yeah, man.
I feel the same. Do you know what I mean? It's
100%.
like that. But it is what it is, man.
I was just thinking, right, guys.
See, to be honest, John, a lot of people can draw bits of inspiration, do you know what I mean, for what you're going through just now. And it's a good example, do you know what I mean, for other people. Maybe
well, lad, you've done an hour and a half of talking, and that was awesome, mate. You've done.
But you've got some story, John. I enjoyed listening to your story, mate.
It was awesome. Yeah,
Thank you, man.
That's why I want people to know. I know some of it, but yeah. Right then, should we hit the subject? Because obviously everyone's seen your videos, so it's not like we're stalking or anything.
See, the thing is, mate, I don't want to come across as a bully, right? That's why I didn't do it down there. And plus, I was begged. My missus begged me not to, right? She begged me, man, because she knows exactly what would have happened. I'd be in jail just now. And there's a few other people.
I'll do this, yeah. I'll ask a couple of questions because we can clear it all up, right? Because there's quite a few in it, right? Yeah, people are asking, why didn't you lay hands on Bobby K, right? Go on.
Well, I didn't find out about it until days after he left my house. Right? My girlfriend didn't tell me, and when she told me, and then I phoned Deco, right? And then I was on the phone to Deco, and it was just, he said to me, listen, what do you think, a bit like that? And he told me exactly what Bobby had said to him inside the petrol station. And that was before I said a word to him about what he said to my girlfriend. So,
yeah. And what did he say, bro?
I didn't find this out for a good 4 or 5 days after he left my house, because he wouldn't have left my house, mate. You know what I mean? He wouldn't. And as I said, I'd be locked up just now for him. And he's not worth it, man. He's not worth it. He'll get his comeuppance. But the fact of the matter is, he came in, he said to Motorsports, I'm going to try this and that way, and with Dom's daughter and that. And he was told, Deke told him, she's only 16, and the response was, but that's old enough, isn't it? And it wasn't kidding on when he said it. It was deadly serious. I mean, he was called out when he said to him, look, she's only 16, and he was like, aye, that's fine though. And then he said it was the exact same thing that he'd said to my missus. You know what I mean? Has your daughter get any pals? Well, if she has got pals, they're only 15, 16 years old. He's got a daughter at 16 himself.
Do you know what I'll say, right? And you know, Dom, as well, like, fucking, I've got enough love for you, mate.
Yeah, bro.
The way I am, I always try and look at stuff objectively, but I see what I do first is I look at who I am, what I'm like, what kind of humour I carry, and what kind of person I am. But see, like, at the end of it, we've all done it. We're men. Like, you can have some fucking dark jokes with each other. Do you know what I mean? I've done it. I've told some fucking. Sometimes I've told a joke and my pals looked at me like that was a bit far, that, mate. And I've gone, fucking hell. But see, when you've got, you wouldn't ever. I wouldn't ever question a friend's sanity by joking about something like that. That's what I don't. I can't relate with that.
No, not at all.
And the minute that. Listen,
he didn't know. He doesn't. Sorry, mate.
No. I was quick to like sort of, not like, I weren't sat there saying, "Nah, Dom's chatting shit," or Bobby. I didn't want to fucking call a judgment, but see, when I spoke to you yesterday and we chatted, it was clear to me, because it's like I'm saying, I wouldn't dare say that about one of my mate's kids.
No, never.
I wouldn't say that about anyone.
I wouldn't say that about any kid, mate. And see, to be honest, I've done a lot of prison, right? And I wouldn't ban that term about lightly, because I've seen what that can do. I've seen men seriously hurt just because that's been put to them. Right? Now,
that's my point. Yeah.
No, my missus doesn't. She knows if I was to touch him, I wouldn't stop, and I would end up doing another long stretch. And that's no, I'm not into that anymore. It's not me. Over the last maybe 7-8 years, I've changed a lot as a person. I've had to strip myself back down and build myself back up, because the way I was going, it wasn't working, man. I was just either going to end up dead or killing somebody. But to be honest, I think I had a death wish myself, and I was looking for somebody to do it for me, basically.
When Johnny released his video like about it, I hit John straight up, like, and that's when we spoke behind the scenes, obviously, because we don't want to be fucking witch hunted, because we're not. And you said to me, John, you was like, I need answers, and that's when I hit you up, Dom, and we all spoke, and Johnny hit me up a few hours later, and he was like, "Telling the truth."
I spoke to you at the time. Remember, Jay? I kind of spoke to you at the time a wee bit about it, and a couple other people.
Yeah, but a while ago. But
when I see him acting, when I see him acting the way he was acting, the way what he says about Ben, it's just ridiculous things. It's like, no, I can't sit and just let that one slide. I didn't beat. I've had a lot of people say, "Why didn't you beat him up down here? Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that?" Because
I said that as well, Dom, like, you know.
I can totally understand that question. I can totally understand that question, because I said I was going to. Do you know what I mean? But
I also
understand
the situation as well. You know,
I did have something with his name on it down there, and it wasn't my fist. And I was basically begged not to do it. She begged me, and I had a couple other people, just don't do it, don't do that.
Yeah.
And when I sat and thought about it, it was a case of, well, why should I do Ben out an easy night's work? If I was ever wanting to put my hands on him, I can get him afterwards. He's only 2 hours away.
By the way, I'm selling his Tough. I've got his Tough. I'm selling it.
See, the thing is, he was sitting and say this and that, and he was kidding and joking, but he's not even mentioned the fact what he said to Motorsports in the garage. He's not even addressed it.
He's been, I've seen a video he released. Was it the last video he released anyway? Yeah, he was bigging up buggies, like, you know what I mean? He's bigging up motorsport.
See, I can be quite an emotional guy at times, and sometimes I find it hard to control. I can't really keep them down sometimes, and then that's when I jump on making stupid videos and saying this and that and the other.
See, for me, Dom, like, I'm not even kidding you. Like, when I was saying that I was a kid, that was what I was like, man. Like, when I was younger, definitely, man. But my fucking release from that was like fucking. I did it through music and stuff. Like, we used to record, play guitar. I used to fucking write lyrics. We even recorded hip hop and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, man. And see, I play the guitar, right? But see, because of my injury just now, I can't feel my hands. So I've not been able to play the guitar for the last few months. So that was like therapy for me. I used to, when I feel stressed, I'd pick up the guitar.
It was for me too.
I want to learn it. And I got a organ,
guitar. It would lift you. It would just, I don't know. It would just settle me inside. It would calm me down.
Yeah. I love it. I do. I can't play nothing.
Rather than just act out on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it puts your concentration on something else, doesn't it?
Yeah, man. I met my girlfriend that I'm with just now. Right? I met her 7 years ago, and if it wasn't for her, mate, I would be honest, I'd probably be dead just now because I was an animal. I was just behaving like an animal, man. And
And you're well versed as well. You've got a fucking amazing CV on your boxing career, and it's not as if you've got the potential to be. What I'm trying to say is, you've got, like me, and I think with any fighter, you've got potential to be a very fucking dangerous human being. Do you know what I mean? When
exactly, man. And it's not just physically what you can do; it's because mentally you know what you're capable of, and the lengths that you can go to.
Have you heard any update on your back?
I have to go and see a complex spinal surgeon on Friday, and they're going to basically tell me what they're going to do. But what they said is they're going to take my spine out and try and see this. I've got a bit of scar tissue on my spinal cord, and it's squashed it right down. It's like if your spinal cord's 15 mil in diameter, right? Just for talking's sake, mine's would be down to about 5. So like my arms and legs are only getting fed any spinal fluid. So my muscles are all starting to atrophy and things like that. So I'm trying to train, just keep training.
I've got scoliosis. I have where your spine curves, and I'm starting to suffer now. I'm starting to get the tingles now, mate, on your feet and me. It's already starting to happen. So I need to go to the doctor.
What they said was this has been happening. It's taking about years and years. This has took to kind of get to this point. It's years of wear and tear. Because he's like, I've never seen anybody like that as young as you with this sort of kind of injury. But it's what happened is it's been going on for years, and when I fell with that bag, I fell with a weighted bag, and what's happened is that was the straw that broke the camel's back, sort of thing.
Right. Yeah, because wasn't you walking around with it all messed up anyway for a while?
Yeah, but I didn't know. I didn't know, to be honest. Then I got an MRI scan, and it's just went
like
from
when
there.
people were calling you a liar. Do you know what I mean? When you first come out with it, and then I remembered then about Motorsports doing a video where he said he took you to the chiropractor.
See, the thing is, mate, for them to want to call me a liar, well, I can get you copies of scans. I can get you the copies of the scans.
You don't have to, because Motorsports done a video a few weeks earlier.
Consultants, I can give you the name of the consultant and things like that. Do you know what I mean? So it's like I've got nothing to lie about. I was dying for that fight. I'm 43 years old, right, and I've been fighting for all my days. And this was John, you know what I'm talking about, man. There's always one more left. Do you know what I mean? There's always one more left. Right? Now, I had it in my head, I'm going to do this until I'm 45. And that's what I thought. But at the end of the day, it's not happening that way.
I've retired about 10 times, me.
That's it, man. That's it. But I'm a bit like yourself, mate. I can't give it up. Do you know? I love it too much. And it's not so much. I love the combat, but you've got a brother for life after that.
Yeah, it's a camaraderie. It's a camaraderie, definitely.
It's a respect. It's a respect thing. You think.
When I retired after I retired. I had a short. I say this, but this was 2018 retirement. I retired. It was after the World. I lost the WKU World title in 2018. Went into Outbreak Hotel. I must have locked myself in the room in my apartment for about a week, drinking whiskey, and obviously engaging in really unhealthy behaviours. You know, with one comes the other, right?
Yeah.
So that was happening. And seeing that time, right, I read this fucking quote, right, and it was that was what I thought. Do you know what? This is just, no matter what the length of my career is, this is obviously what I'm meant to be doing. So that was my first thing. But it said, once you've made your skill in hunting men, you'll always feel the first. Yeah. And I relate to that. Because that's what we're essentially doing when you're in the gym and putting your hours in. You're hunting a man. You're hunting.
Exactly. But it's a shame because the end of the day, there was going to be a lot. There was a lot of good fights on that card, and believe there would have been better fights on that card. I don't.
You know, there's going to be another one, Dom.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm saying, like said, Johnny and Danny, I was looking forward to watching that fight. I was looking forward to it. I think it would have been a great fight. I don't think Danny get the skill set to kind of be able to cope with you, right? I know that for a fact.
I think it's definitely still on. Definitely still
I've
on.
messaged Dean Ward this morning, Dean Lynch Ward. I messaged him saying, "Listen, how's it going?" I'm like, "Good morning, mate. Listen, this is how it is. See the winner of Danny Christie and Danny Duval. If one of them don't want the rematch, that's my time, mate." I said so. I'll be ready in 6 months.
I'll be honest, John.
I messaged Ash McGiffin, I think it was. I was like, bro, come on, it's on. Fucking Danny calling me Trigger from bloody Del Boy, cheeky git.
Because you know yourself, John. Now, like the skill set that comes with the kickboxing and taekwondo, when you transfer that over to boxing, being able to switch your stance is at the drop of a hat. Which, you know what I mean? Things like that, man. Guys don't know how to cope with that when they've never trained in that before, or they've never trained with guys that are as capable of that.
Do you know what the fight is going to be between Danny Christie and Duval? Is it bare knuckle or is it boxing or what?
Oh, it'll be bare knuckle.
Is it
I think it'll be bare knuckle.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I think I don't know. I don't know what the two of them have decided, but I know that Danny Duval, he's a bare knuckle fighter, and Danny Christie's a boxer. So.
Danny better leave enough for my man. I mean Christie.
It's a skill set, John. Not me. It's a skill set, and
both quality fighters. But for me, see, going back into January, it was. People might not know this, but it was originally supposed to be me and Danny Christie. That it weren't Danny Duval. I was supposed to be fighting Danny Christie for the title, and obviously Danny had a lot of stuff going on. And me and Danny spoke, and I just said, "Listen, man, like, you know, fucking, you're ready when you're ready. Don't stress. Do you know what I mean? If we need to replace, that's cool, bro. Do you know what I mean? There's no, do you know what I mean? We both said, me and Danny Christie both said we're eventually going to fight. It will happen. But he was the original matchup, and I was sort of nervous and excited, I think, for that one, because he's infamous in his own right, Danny Christie.
Yeah.
But it was later replaced by Danny Duval, and that's the route it was up. But see, the problem is for me now is because of my OCD and it's incomplete. There's two things that are incomplete, so it's like I need to fight both of them. So we'll be fighting Danny Duval. That fight camp needs finishing for me, and it needs to finish with Danny Duval, and we'll get to that. But if it's
that was one of the reasons I wanted to come down to Manchester as well, because I wanted to see Leighton face to face and explain to him, look, I'm not just walking away for a fight. I'm genuinely fucked, and there's no way I'm going to come in there anything less than 100%. Because you seen what happened with him and Mick. Now, I know Mick wasn't exactly 100% that night. Do you know what I mean? But at the end of the day,
no excuse.
It would have been a different fight. But I told Leighton myself, you know what I mean? Like this is, I still want this fight. I've agreed to fight you. So once they fix this, once I'm fixed, it will be me and you. That has to happen. Whether it's in somebody's back garden or whether it's in a ring, you know what I mean? It has to happen because we agreed to fight, and I can't get it out of my head. It's like, as John says, it's like an OCD. You're compelled to do it. Do you know what I mean? It's a compulsion that drives you.
That's why you two got so much in common, because you've got unfinished business at the end of the day.
You know what I mean? It is a an OCD because it's as you say, it's incomplete. It's
unfinished business.
100%.
And that's what you two have got in it. So, oh man,
it's not on a personal level. It's not a personal level. Sorry, mate. It's not on a personal level. Do you know what I mean? It's just it's not any bad blood or anything like that. It's just we promised each other a fight, and
that's right.
I haven't backed out a fight. I'm just postponing it.
Same as my man, innit? You know what I mean? Buy each other a drink afterwards, but you've got to get.
I wanted to see me. I wanted to see so he knew it wasn't just a case of me backing out a fight. Do you know what I mean?
No.
I'm fucked. I can barely walk at the moment, mate. Never mind fucking fight. Do you know what I mean? A girl,
You still got a big fat belly?
one of my wee girls had pushed me over just now. That's how unsteady I am. I've lost all my balance. And I can barely walk.
Belly.
The nerves aren't firing the muscles properly because they're not getting the fluid. But at the end of the day, they'll fix it. They'll do what they've got to do. They'll get it fixed. And
Yeah.
I'm a fast.
Just thank God they found it, man. And this fucker here, he's had so many scrapes, he ain't going nowhere. He's got more lives than a cat, this one here.
I'll
tell you what, my guy, you've done bloody brilliant. Really, no, seriously, because I know how nervous you was, and I was nervous, but
I've just seen Pandeco's comment. Johnny, did you park the bin dipper backstage, bro? Oh, mate.
If anyone wants
I could
to
tell you
jump
some
on,
funny stuff about that situation. If you watch the Bobby K post-fight interview by Fighting Talk UK, you can see me in the background there. Wild, mate.
You look like a East End gangster. That's why I didn't recognise you in your fucking coat.
It was a good night. It was a good night.
It's only when you turned round, I seen your toughness, and I was like, there he is.
Yeah.
Oh, I can say that.
Those things that people go. See, the thing with us, like, especially just it's their first event, you're always going to find people who are just they don't want to find the good in it. They just want to find the faults. Do you know what I mean? And then point out faults. It's a learning process. You know what I mean? You've got to make mistakes to learn.
See, as far as first events go, for a first show, fuck me, that was something special, wasn't it?
Mate, I've never fought in anything with pyrotechnics in. I've never had pyrotechnics before my fight. And
no, and that's what people don't realise. The people that are moaning are the people that weren't there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking sick event. And you could listen, see, I had obviously I commentated the show with Fighting Talk, so I was in there early when it was literally empty. When it was empty, and I sat with, I didn't sit with him, I was speaking to Dougie Joyce, and I was speaking to Dean Lynchward before the show, and I was with Dan Fighting Talk at the time, and like I was saying, you could literally feel, there weren't even anyone in the place, but you could feel the buzz in the environment. It was such a fucking weird feeling for the fight show. Yeah.
That's you felt as if you were doing. See, to be honest, mate, I felt as if we were making history. It was. Do you know what I mean? It is a part of history. It's a part of 3D Fight Club. I don't see them going anywhere. Do you know what I mean? Everything's going to run at a loss, right? Most things run at a loss before they'll make money. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So at the end of the day, people are saying this and that, but as I said, if they wouldn't have laid it out in the first place if they didn't know they were going to get it back down the road.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And like I said, the only ones that complaining are the ones that wasn't there. Simple.
Yeah.
But fair play for streaming it.
It was sorry that obviously with what's going on. What was going on with Bobby and that, but other than that, it was a great event.
Yeah, 100%, man. The fights were good. And fighting trolls and oh man, that was a good little.
I know who impressed me on the night. See the Ash King, the wee guy Ash King. He was fighting Josh Courtney. He fought. I was speaking to him in the back, and he basically told me, "I'm going to come out here. I'm going to take everything he's got, and then I'm going to knock him clean out." And to be honest, mate, that's exactly what he's done. He slept.
What's his name as well? That was fighting Josh Burnett, was it?
Yeah, Jack Burnett.
God bless him. Jack was it? God bless him.
Yeah, Jack. It was Jack Burnett in the Swan night.
And the one that got me literally crying, bro, was Porter's.
Oh, Chris Porter.
Yeah, fucking hell, man.
See, there was a lot of good guys down there. There was a lot of decent guys. You know what I mean? And I think some people get the misconception that we're all animals because we go in and we whack.
No.
I don't think they
That's why I
understand
wanted
it.
Johnny to give you a story. Yeah, 100%. They all think
Outside
you're
the ring.
like you monsters.
You know what I mean?
Come on, McGiffin. Here he is. Here's big ugly man.
Big
Yes,
McGiff
boys.
in this
Wow, wow, wow.
bitch.
How's it going?
Well,
Hey,
he's
Ben.
there. How
Put
we
them
doing?
guns away.
My little
Looks like I'm
lambs.
going to be on the next card, boys.
You're going to get
I
pulled
know,
over for
yeah.
possession of dangerous guns, lad.
Arms dealing.
10 years. 10 years.
Schwan.
How we doing?
All
Oh,
right,
good, my
my
man.
man. You.
I'm
How
good,
you
mate.
doing, Ash?
Listen, I'm on it. I thought I'd jump on. Obviously, you've seen the old Dr. Rackpool saga. I thought it were, I still think he's going to fucking bluff it, get his pants. He sent me his email
He
address
is.
for an agreement. So we'll see what fucking happens now, won't we? Let's see what happens.
Well,
I've seen people are saying
as long as
that
he
he's got
knows,
6
as long
months
as he
to live
knows
in it.
that,
Listen, I messaged him. I messaged him this morning and I said, listen, people are telling me you're not good with your health. If you're not, please tell me because it'll end here. And now,
Yeah.
Now, you don't want that in your conscience.
No,
I heard
listen,
he had a liver problem or something. Or kidney.
if he's ill, if he's poorly, I won't be fighting him at all. And it's not a cop out.
Yeah.
I'm not willing to fucking
No,
punch somebody up who is severely ill.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it. I'm not
No,
going to do
mate.
it.
He
It's not me.
had a liver or kidney
See, the thing is,
problem.
mate,
man.
I'll tell you
other
what.
people can say what they want. People can say what they want, but you're the one that's left to live with it if something happens.
See, the thing
Yeah.
is as well. I
You're
looked.
right.
I looked. Obviously, see when any of my pals tell me, they're fighting someone or whatever. Being obviously I've been a coach, so my first instinct when Ash rang me yesterday was to go and look at Dr. Ragpole. Right, I looked at his
What did I say to you?
videos, and to me, it just struck me as that he's a very bitter human being. Like, he's not a
Yeah.
nice person at all.
No,
Could
man.
just tell by his demeanor and the way that he's laughing. It was one of his first videos, and he's like laughing. It's like he's just a fucking ghastly motherfucker.
He finds joy in
But
other
see-
people's misery.
17-year-old
Steve-
body.
Steve, he is healthy, and he is okay to fight, and
You know
he's
what?
clear, and
Like, what I will
he needs.
say, I know he said some shit to people. There's a lot of people that don't like him, but I've actually said to him, I've had no issue with you. We've got on, we've had an half decent little friendship, and then he started asking for freebies, and I still had a laugh about it because I find it funny when people ask you for free shit when there's nothing to kind of, he says he'll bring thousands, you know what I mean? Well, let's see who supports him. Let's see who supports him, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bring your following.
Mate, how is
I don't
someone that's
need
got
to
20
particularly bring a following. I'm happy with the way I am. I don't need to bullshit anyone. I don't need to.
I'm your number one fan, Ash. That's all you need.
No, I am. Every time I go, every time I went into rap pools and people see me in there, they go,
hotels and all that
Jay's a
shit.
rimmer. I'm not a rimmer. I like rap pools sometimes, but I didn't like what he was saying about Ash. I'm not going to put up with it. And we all know it's because he was begging and got publicly took the piss off. No.
Yeah.
I can't say nothing. I begged for a fucking pay-per-view.
See, the thing is, but Dr. Rackpool feels entitled. It's not as if he wasn't. He feels entitlement as if he's done something to deserve it. Well,
yeah.
No, the world doesn't work like that. I would like to go to the shops just now and say, I'll have a couple of grand out your till, thanks very much, because my name's Dom, and I'll make sure you shop. Do you know what I mean?
Hey, he's a joke. He went in on me yesterday. I made a comment the day before yesterday. Only not a nasty one. Some like you slagging Ash off, and I was like blah blah blah. And he went mental at me, so I was like, right, I've unsubscribed. Only messing about. Next day I come on and he seen me straight in the chat and he went straight on me, bro. It was crazy. I was like, whoa. I said, I like you, Doc. I said, I just don't like how you. And then Ash came in the chat afterwards, like, and said to him, come on, and let's do it, like. Because I messaged Ash. I went, I'm not being funny, Ash. I know you got shit on your plate, but he's dissing you, bro. What the fuck? Here he goes, Big Gaz. Fuck me. They're all in it today.
Where's Ash?
What's happening, fellas? He's on an
Legend.
iPhone 3, so his signal's pretty shit, I think.
Oh, is he using his potato? Yeah.
He's got one of them cans with the wire. He's probably just gone that little bit too far. The wire might have broke.
He reminds me of my granddad, the cunt.
How's it going? Good, man. Good.
Yeah, it's
Johnny?
fine, mate. It's good. Loving it.
Big respect, brother. Dom,
How you doing, guys?
good man. You?
Yeah, bro, I am alright. I'll get there. We'll get there.
I'll say something, or I want to say something. You're a better man than I am, mate.
100%.
And me and Johnny spoke about this yesterday, and all I'll say is you're a better man than I am.
100%.
Reason being,
I'm better than nobody, mate.
you know what's going on. You didn't do what you could have done.
I was going to.
There's a better
What
way.
are we all saying now, yeah? What we saying about me fucking potato?
You listen. If Ragpole pulls out, it's me and you little bitch. Yeah, let's go. Yeah.
Oh, no, I've got a better proposition. If Rackpool pulls out, I'll fight everyone and I'll cover myself in Vaseline.
I said Bronson style.
I'll make you pull out just so I can fucking see that.
Charlie Bronson style.
Lucifer's got his fucking shots on it.
Super featherweight.
Happy days, man.
Guys, I didn't want to ruin your show. I didn't want to be the one that ruined the show. I didn't want to be known for that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, listen. Like I've said,
I don't want to be known as a bully. Because as I said, the boy was down there himself, and I don't want to be known as a bully, and I didn't want to be known as the guy that wrecked 3-3 Fight Club either.
See,
you know what I mean?
I like symmetry. Me.
Oh, Pandeco in these comments is absolutely killing me. Quality, brother.
He comes on my chat all the time. He's fucking brilliant.
Pandejo, legend, mate. Legend. Pandejo. Yeah, but what I'm saying, I like symmetry. I like symmetry, and if Bobby K had a fracture on this side,
yeah, man.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's not talk about him because negative energy.
They made me.
Let's talk.
See, honest, it would have made me look worse. It would have just made me look as if I'm a bully.
Yeah. No, like I said, I completely understand, 100%. That's why I said, like, yeah, fucking hell.
My girlfriend begged me, and I mean begging. She was in tears begging me because she knows exactly what I can do if I get wound up to the point where I can't pull myself back down. And I'd other people asking me not to do it as well because they wanted to see Ben do it. I don't know if they had money on it or not, but they wanted to see Ben doing them in. And give me, you know what I mean, humiliate him in that respect. Do you know what I mean?
Listen, my respects. See, after when we spoke yesterday, Dom, and obviously I was dead fucking forthcoming with my train of thought and stuff, and so were you. My respects went up for you tenfold, mate, because in my line of work, I've had to deal with that because I've been paid to hold my shit together and not do anything but see. I can't relate, bro. So
mate, if it was 5 years ago, mate, I'd be in doing a lifer.
Yeah.
Right now, do you know what I mean? As I said, I'm 43. I've still got a life, and as I said, I don't want to spend the rest of my life away from my family because of that wee fucking rat. And as I said, he'll get his one. He will get it somehow, something. Because I know a long list of people that would want to see him in a bad way. A lot of people. So
I think the best thing you can do.
It wouldn't surprise me if somebody got a hold of him soon because he's on slating the likes of his Uncle Taz. He bites all the hands that tried to help him, and in my eyes, it's no wonder he's on his own.
The best thing you can do with someone like that, Dom, is let a natural process happen, and it's already started to happen. A lot of people are doing videos on him, and he won't be able to walk around knowing, with his head held high, he got absolutely walloped, and He said he were coming in to take over and blah 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 and all this bullshit.
See,
And,
I
he
know
bigged himself up
somebody
to the
will
point
get
where he
Bobby.
couldn't turn away.
Yeah.
Somebody will get Bobby. Do you know what I mean? And that's all I've got to say. It's something. It wouldn't surprise me if something bad kind of did happen to him at some point. But
It's
I'm as a
not just
bitch, mate.
that, John.
All it is.
there's a load of people up there
There
that
are other
save me the
people
job.
that do look into it, so
Yeah.
simple.
Well, I was thinking when it was at the press conference, obviously you were sat behind me, Don, weren't you? Obviously sat to the right. You either sat to the right or behind me. And I had some more Scottish guys behind me.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, even the Scottish are like, fucking hell, he's embarrassing this guy. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
It's
He's saying this and that about being. See that one of the other. He's not clean. He's not being clean. If he wasn't taking heroin, he was definitely taking some other stuff. He was taking Valium 100%. If he doesn't take Valium, he fits.
Real quick, and then we'll do it, right? Can I just say so? Look at his videos, right? Because I'm an ex-addict. I know signs. Every time he does a video, he says hashtag effing positivity. When he's sort of straightish, he doesn't say that. Just go, yeah, on 100%. Yeah. 100%.
Can I ask a question about his interviews? Is he got a broomstick down his shirt when he's doing it? Because he's sat that fucking upright. I'm like,
I want to know why his phone's always steamy.
Well, how the fuck is he doing that? I can't sit that straight.
I can't sit that straight.
Good fucking panel. Good fucking
Gaz,
panel.
I fucking love you,
man.
This is why Gaz.
It's when he gets the guns out and that. It's when he gets the guns out and that.
Gaz,
Oh, it's a bit intimidating.
bro.
Yeah, I've had a
intimidated down there. There was nobody that intimidated him at all. And he came out. He did come out, and seeing the Friday, he came out to try to speak to me, and I told him, "You better get back inside just now, or I'm going to really do you a fucking mischief." And he kept trying to say, "Look, get in there." And I just said, "Look, if you want to fight tomorrow night, get yourself back in that fucking hotel, or I'm just going to attack you." And he walked away. So he's not. People can see the thing is, mate. People can believe what they want. Like I know what's true and what isn't, and I'm not here to try and convince anybody. Do you know what I mean? Because I already know what the script is. With I don't need to. I know the truth. I don't need to convince anybody else of it. Because I know.
Right? Makes sense, kind of now. Why you went straight back to the hotel instead of going out for whatever.
Yeah. See, that's why I don't drink. See, I don't drink a lot. Don't get me wrong, I had about three pints or something like that on the Saturday night. But if I drank any more than that, or I ended up in an after party, I probably wouldn't be here talking to you just now.
No.
Because when I drink,
the main reason I'm gassed and angry is because he insulted you and my man. That's the reason I'm.
See, people can say what they want about me. I don't care what people say about me. But see, when they start involving the people who are under my roof.
Yeah,
it's a different story. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and that's why I wanted you to come up because people are asking me why didn't he fight? Like, why didn't he slap him up while he was there? You didn't have no fucking idea he would have.
To be honest, I had no intentions of slapping him up. I had no intentions of slapping him up.
All of my life lessons, a lot of my persona, a lot of who I am, came from my first coach because that was one. He taught me how to be a man in life, right? And do you know what he used to say to me? And it's something that I stand by throughout my entire life. Do you know what? The honest thing, right? This is like his family were all like from Trinidad and all that sort of stuff, right? He says to me, protect the motherfucking household, right? And it's as simple as that. You protect the motherfucking household.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? And simple as, lads. Nothing else matters. That's where laws fall out the window. Moral compasses fall out the window once it's a matter of household.
The law of the land means nothing to me, mate. It's what's morally right. It's moral law. It's what's morally correct. I don't care about the law of the land. It's about morals. The law of the land doesn't mean anything. That doesn't make you morally right. But at the end of the day, a guy will go out and he'll do something to, let's say, a sex offender, right? He'll do something like that and he'll go. The law of the land says that's not right. but moral law. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
I just look at
damn right. Yeah,
oh, that's what I'm going to say.
Well,
Yeah.
get this right, guys. I haven't told any of you, look, but yeah, I was stabbed up. I was in my house, and I was going to get prosecuted for it. Work that one out. My uncle
Well,
came
so
into my mum's house.
somebody broke into my house
My
and I hit
uncle,
them with
yeah,
a
he
bat
lost the
and I
plot.
went to jail for it.
He came into my mum's house, tried doing trouble, like, and with his friends. So I got him in headlock, got him outside. Anyway, long story short, I got pinned down and stabbed. And because my dog bit them, I would have got screwed up and locked away because of it. But I was the one in
That's
hospital.
fucked, isn't it?
I've got a car going down my back.
No, it's absolutely
fucked up.
fucked up. It's unreal.
Yeah, just because my dog bit the new arsehole.
It's
Mate,
backwards. The Lord's backwards, man.
Oh, that's
tell you.
totally.
I'm like,
I got I was telling Jay just earlier in the live, but I was staying at my brother's, and some guy knocked on the door, right? And basically, he was like saying that the gas meter needed red. Complete fucking weirdo. And it was a knife attack, bro. He was obviously trying to case my brother's gaff. And the police at the time reckon he'd just been like literally just hit something. Do you know what I mean? Whatever class A he was on, but he just hit it, mate. I shit you not, this guy was the toughest motherfucker. I was elbowing the fuck out of this guy, kneeing him in the jaw. I was trying to knock the guy away, mate. Put him to bed, mate. I could not put this motherfucker to bed.
Well, it happened with Anthony Smith, the UFC fighter, didn't it?
That's right.
Someone got in. He was away on. No, he wasn't. No, that's another story. Yeah, somebody got into his house. What's going on there? Listen,
you're right, mate. You're right, Jay.
he's good, mate.
carry on.
Fucking hell. Sorry.
It fucking made me jump, man.
That was funny. But yeah, it happened to Anthony Smith, didn't it? And he said he were hammering this guy, and his missus come down, and he said to the guy, "Do not touch my missus." And he stopped. He looked at him, and he said, "Yeah, don't worry. What have you, missus?" And then carried on again. And he said, and that was that were drugs affiliated. He said, with how strong and with the stuff that Anthony Smith knows, he said, I could not sort this guy out. He said it was fucking unbelievable. I was like, shit. He said I were hammering him. And then he said he picked the knife up, but then it was restricted because he had something in his hand. He couldn't use his hands to the full potential. He said, so I had to put the knife down and then carried on. I'm like, it's crazy.
People don't realise that probably the safest way, obviously for him and whoever else sits on the receiving end, the easiest way to do it is just put him to sleep, man. Choke him out, choke him to sleep.
Yeah.
Put him to sleep.
But he said this guy was that strong. He was that strong on whatever he took. He said it was just impossible.
Mate, it's an impossible customer. I'll tell you from my side, right? Like, this guy was the world's most impossible customer. I'm not kidding you. To put it this way, to what probably lasted, I don't know, probably lasted 5 minutes, man, but it felt like 50 minutes, yeah. But it got to the point where I was getting tired, like I was blowing out my ass, and I was throwing the biggest fucking. This is only a month after I fought Mickey Horde, by the way. I fought Mickey in May, and this happened on June 12th, exactly a month after I fought Mickey Horde. So I'm fighting fit still.
Yeah, man.
But I elbowed the guy I had him wrapped up in a clinch up against the wall, elbowed him about 3 or 4 times, and I made sure the 4th shot was a big fucking shot, mate, straight over his arm, over his chin. Yep. And see, as I've hit him and it's rocked him, and you know the one, Dom, when you hit someone and they rock and they go limp, but they're still awake. He fell limp, so I sort of span him out the clinch and threw him to the floor, and he fucked off, mate, basically.
Jesus,
and phone the police and all that.
I could indeed another.
When you see them knocked out, like, and they're sort of they're just like just holding on,
limp.
Aye. That's it. That's it. Starched.
They weren't stopping. They weren't stopping though.
Yeah, man. I think when they're on the, I think when they're full of coke and that, as I said, some of them some of them do inject it. You know what I mean? And it's you could put bullets in them and it will not stop them.
Oh, mate, it's fucking crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. I've seen loads.
I can't
of
remember what he
videos
said.
of
And do you know what?
Well, it's frightening, but because at the end of the day, if see something happened and that guy ended up with pretty severe injuries, because you know yourself, Johnny, it's your kid, and it's you know how to go about it. The boy could have ended up in a bad way, and the law would have blamed you for it. That's how fucked up it is, man.
Yeah, it's my signal just went there, but fucking. I think once you've trained and stuff and all that, man, for me it was scary because, like you're saying, you know what you're capable of. Like I know, you know, if you know, I know what I'm capable of. Right, I think anyone that's
100%.
trained for an extended time knows what they're capable of. But the scary thing was that you have a problem in front of you that is refusing to be solved. You know what I mean? Like absolute.
Yeah.
I think if I go back and remember, I'm sure weeks later, you know, when the police come back through and his report and all that made, I'm pretty sure he was actually injecting MCAT.
Oh,
Oh, I didn't know you could inject it.
Yeah, apparently he was injecting MCAT. No, it's they inject MCAT.
Jesus,
oh, you get
That's one thing. I never tried to drag my addiction. Was that? Yeah. Got that one.
savage stuff.
savage.
What is it? Is it an upper or a down? Or like, is it like cocaine or like heroin sort of thing?
I've never had it. I've
MCAT,
never tried it. It's something I've never touched. I think I missed
Well,
the
I've
MCAT.
No.
I've
heard a lot of stories about it though.
It was
Yeah, I
like
just know it's
cheap-
bad shit.
it's cheap
Was
it
cocaine. It was.
Oh, was it?
I'm sure
Oh,
it was
right.
plant food. Yeah, it was a cheap.
I was,
cocaine.
They called meow at first or something.
What's that?
Was that the stuff they first called it meow and then it was MCAT?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard
That's
about
right.
it. Yeah. Ooh,
I don't know what it's like where you boys are, but Manchester City Centre is they've had a hit on Spice over the last few years, and it's really bad. And me, say that again.
It's horrible stuff. That horrible, man.
Yeah, I've seen it. And, yeah, me and my cousin went. Me and my cousin went over to where did we go? With Ben Brazil because we like to go out and have something to eat, have a catch up. Oh, it's mega, mate. It's mega. That's a mandate. That I'm going to eat them out. Anyway, and literally, we walked past the phone box, and I swear to God, there was a guy bent in half in the phone box, and we was looking like, "Fuck's up with him?" Someone walked past and went, "Spice," and he's literally in half. He was touching his toes with his fucking forehead in a phone box, totally bent over.
Yeah,
I'm like, knock.
That's what you see. That's what you see in jail, mate. Is guys up on that stuff.
Yeah.
It's unreal.
Have you seen the game show that they've been doing in jail? Have you seen it?
What's that?
I've seen a couple of videos. I don't know.
So it's called Spice Countdown, and it's basically they give the guy a hit of spice, and they sat there asking him bare questions over 60 seconds whilst his head's falling off.
I've seen some guys in right bad conditions with that stuff.
Oh, it's savage, mate. And I tell you what, as well, it's getting worse. Obviously, there's people asking for money, and it's just tripled within the last literally couple of years. They're walking down the middle of the road now. Do you know what I mean? On the busiest roads, walking in between traffic, asking for change, and it's like, come on, you're gonna get fucking hurt, man. You're gonna get run over. To say the least, and then you're taking that shit as well.
Yeah.
I walked down Western Town the other day, and there's just sleeping bags everywhere, and just people just gone on it, just gone.
I'm pretty open-minded to all the theories on addiction and all that because I don't have a drug addiction. I'm impulsive as fuck. Do you know what I mean? That's what I will say. Impulsive with life. risk taking and all that sort of shit. That's my addiction problem. I've actually been, thinking of going to like Narcotic Anonymous or Cocaine Anonymous just purely because I relate with those conversations, and it's something that isn't on.
Yeah. It's
It's the
like
impulse,
everything I try, I smash the hell out of it until there's nothing left. That's what I'm like. It's mad.
It's like
it is OCD. See,
years
drug
back.
addiction, mate, it's just a form of OCD.
He's talking about
It's
that, won't we?
obsessive.
Yeah,
You're obsessing over the drug. You're compelled to go and get it, and then the behaviour that comes after it.
takes
know what I
over.
mean?
Yeah.
Well, it's like I was like I delved into loads of different stuff. So you know, obviously years back, right? It's an actual facts like the CIA and all that. They were importing cocaine and filling the black communities with crack cocaine. Like that is, it was an actual psychological. It was a psychological operation that they did. And it's that was how it all started off. So like, do you know how like it's mad because Manchester's got the spice pandemic, right? It's been going on for the last 5 years, I think now, and it started about 5 or 6 years ago. I think around 2014, 15, that's when it started, spice.
That's when it.
But then it's like
about that.
In Scotland, fucking definitely, man, like cocaine pandemic. Like, you think it's bad in Manchester, but I've never seen so much. I've never come across as many people. I fucking do. I do think that it's sort of like on purpose supplied. Do you know what I mean? Because you've got to ask questions where it all comes from for starters, and why do different communities suffer from different drug addictions. I know places in my area certainly where it's more abundant with crack. Where I live in this town, crack and heroin. But it never was a thing 6 years ago where you wouldn't have heard of crack and heroin being down there 6 or 7 years ago.
When I was an addict on heroin, crack wasn't even around then. You know what I mean? But we had a flood of it, and now it's died down now. You know what I mean? We had the county lines coming down and everything. Because not gonna lie, my addiction, you know what I mean? I mixed with them sort of people. So yeah, but now it's pretty much not really much about now. So I suppose it's calmed down. But the spice thing, God, my God.
See, it's weed. I still smoke some weed. That's all I do.
I do.
I don't drink. I've been up with heroin for about 21 years now. It was the last time I touched heroin. Don't get it wrong. I have relapsed. I have relapsed over the years with other things. Do you know what I mean? But in the last few years, I've been completely clean and completely a lot happy. See, since I met my girlfriend, my current partner, my current girlfriend, since I met her, that's pretty much what changed my whole outlook on life, because it gave me something. It gave me something good. I'm not used to having good things in my life, so.
No, I agree. Yeah, I can relate to that. Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Do you know what I did?
Poor me, but I had a pretty hard upbringing and stuff like that, and I didn't make. To be honest, I brought a lot of things on myself, like trouble-wise and stuff like that, and not knowing how to live properly, not knowing how to deal with people properly, just thinking that violence was the answer to everything. Do you know what I mean? When we all know now, that's just a fucking crazy mentality. But she, when I met her, she basically gave me something to want to be a better person. Do you know what I mean? I wanted to be better.
All credit to Mrs. Dom.
That was mine. That was my trigger to get off it. Because I only got on it to blank out not seeing me kids. Like, I don't want to go into it, but yeah, that's all it was. As soon as the kids came back into my life, I stopped. Literally relapsed a couple of times, but yeah.
Kids changing things, man.
Everybody needs somebody. Do you know what I mean?
That's
just the way it is. And
I reckon that's poison.
No, when I met Adele, that was pretty much what. That's what changed everything for me. It made me look at myself and how I was, because I was a fucking arsehole, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, me. Yeah. I didn't rob or nothing to supply my habits, but
when I met her, she makes me want to be a better person. daily. She makes me want to be a better person day to day. Do you know what I mean? Rather than, I didn't give a fuck before. I didn't give a
That's
fuck
what I
about
want to say to you lot. You lot do that for me. Since I've been talking to you guys, apart from him in the corner. But no, seriously, since you lot have been in touch with me, I don't know what's happened. It's just these last few months I've had something lit in me and just want me to better myself.
Everybody needs validation.
Good.
Yeah,
Everybody needs some form of validation for the people in your life.
and
Do you know
that's
what I mean?
what I've had, mate. Yeah, 100%. You guys have helped me so much, and Ash, Dino Lynch Ward as well. It's crazy, bro.
You
Like
got
I said,
on
John,
talking to
you
guys.
got,
That helps me.
yeah,
Being able to come on here and talk to people who've had similar experiences, and
yeah,
do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Because
And it's
today,
good
I'm
to-
not ashamed. I'm not ashamed of what I've been or what I've done, but do I regret some things? Of course I do. We all have, everybody's got regrets.
Yeah.
I'm not ashamed of who I am. And if I wasn't that person back then, I wouldn't be the person I'm just now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You've got to learn, see, I'm the sort of guy, if I don't learn a lesson the hard way, then I've learnt nothing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I'm not that.
Yeah,
very,
no.
very,
Do you know what? I was
don't.
chatting to a friend the other day, and like I said something dead similar, that for me in life, that if it doesn't matter if I've fucked up myself or if you know whatever it is that's going on, you've never really, you only really fucking fail yourself and lose if you don't learn from it. Do you know what I mean? There's still a way to win from a situation. Do you know what I mean? As long as you can learn from it. It's also a pretty fucking way to feel less guilty at times as well.
Oh, that's the problem. When I got clean, even to this day, is the guilt I carry around with me about how I treated my family and shit. Like, and even thinking now is filling.
Do you know what?
Yeah,
What I'll say, see, like, in line with all this the shit that we've been talking about here, like on like a fucking genuinity right now, like if you really want to delve into some shit, like there isn't, like it'll just open you up a little bit to a lot of different stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like, but if you've not heard about it, go and check out on YouTube Schrodinger's cat, and look at the double slit theory.
yeah.
How do you spell it?
See,
I wanted to look at that.
Quantum physics, quantum mechanics, right?
Aye.
And
How do you spell it, lad?
There's a massive misconception of what, when I say quantum mechanics or quantum physics, it instantly paints a picture of something fucking stupidly complex and hard to understand, but it fucking really isn't. Basically, think of it like a group of scientists over hundreds of years have come together because they don't understand what life is. They're very, very intelligent people, and they want to try and explain life and the universe and the world that you live in. And these guys basically discovered things that ultimately led to them living and thinking in a totally new way. They discovered things that a lot of people wouldn't understand, right? So if you want to go and understand those different theories that they came up with, then start with the double slit theory. Watch that first, right? Understanding that we are all just atoms and particles. That is what we are, right? We know this. And then go watch that, right?
What was it again?
Because it is the most. You've got to sit there. It's called the double slit theory.
I nearly put double dick.
There's loads of different theories. Some people it's debunked, but ultimately.
And how do you spell
but yeah,
that?
man, definitely.
It was your sister, I think.
Schrodinger is spelled SCHRODINGERS. Schrodinger's. But yeah, honestly, see, when I was homeless, right? I'll tell you, this is what happened, right? This is when I was in this homeless shelter that I was talking about earlier. I should have probably said this before, right? What happened was, I had my long hair, like I was telling you, I had long hair, man, up until the start of last year, right? And
somebody tried to phone me there. Sorry.
And I like it was like ridding an old identity for me at that point, and that's when I started sort of claiming my spirituality, and like I really started investing in that side of myself and all that sort of shit. And from inside the homeless shelter, I planned out and mapped out what I was going to do and what my life was going to entail next and how I was going to do it and all that. And out of that, I ended up speaking with like managers in America. We filmed the documentary. We was having conversations with fucking Mel Vasquez, who's one of the, I can't remember, he's a matchmaker for BYB. We had conversations with Nate Shock. We was actually supposed to go to meet Nick Chapman for BKFC. And this was like, for me, like it was like directly responsible was understanding these fucking different things. I had nothing. I'm not lying to you. I had absolutely fuck all. Food banks, the lot, right? Do you know what I mean? So,
been there, bro. Been there.
Like I can't. This was at a time when I was studying all those things, and I like pure had like, my aha moment. Do you know what I mean? Like that was where like, when I started trying to understand life, and I was like watching the shit that I've just told you to watch.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's where my life changed. Honestly. From inside a homeless shelter, which is nuts.
I'll get you that Mass Detectives book because you will.
Yeah, I wasn't a very spiritual person at all up until a few years ago, and then I started opening myself up to the possibilities, and I had no belief in God or anything like it. But I've got 100% belief in God for what it means to me, what it is to me. Do you know what I mean? I think God's different.
I'm right at the beginning. I am just starting to open up. I really am. Yeah.
There's got to be something. There's got to be something else out there. How do we explain how we're here?
There was one theory.
What is our purpose? What is our purpose? Do you know what I mean? Why were we? See, these are all questions that I'd love the answer to.
There was one theory, and it was actually on TikTok, and they said, "What if the light at the end of the tunnel when you're dying is actually you being reborn, and the feeling of deja vu is you have actually done that before, there and then sort of thing." Do you know what I mean? And I thought, I'd never heard that until midway through last year, and I thought, wow.
See, when I were younger, this comes back to Justin Overbury. This, I'll tell you something mad, right? Like, see, when I was a kid, I was saying today earlier, I was like lost because I had no identity. I didn't feel like I belonged. I was saying how I read bits of the Quran, read the Bible, fucking looked at loads of different religions, Buddhism. I was trying to find what I related with here. And I was sat with my instructor at the time, Justin Overbury. He's pretty much paved way through who I am today. I can't say that enough. He built me. Do you know what I mean? I was a blank canvas when I came across him.
Shout out to you, brother.
Yeah, too.
See, I'm not a religious person at all, but I don't subscribe to religion. I don't.
No. Just listen to this, So
I do have a major belief in God. I do believe God.
I'm sat in this guy's kitchen, and I says to him, like, again, this is a loss of a child, 2013. This is at that time, and I'm saying to him, like, there isn't a God and all this shit, and he's like religious, like his whole family's religious, from Trinidad and all that, right? And like he was like pure offended, like I was saying this shit. And do you want to turn around to me and like shut me the fuck up? And he said, yeah, but like, all right, you're not religious, but you'll sit there and cry and say, please God, or like, why is this happening? God, why is this, for God's sake, for Jesus Christ. So why are you saying those things, and why is it when you're saying them, why is it that emotion is behind it? You don't just say that as a laugh. When you say those things, it's a frustration where
the thing in it that comes into your mind when you think that is like, oh Jesus Christ, oh help me God.
And I'll say this, not Christian. I don't belong to anything like that. My belief is totally on a different plane, man. Honestly, like, you know, is my, you know, like, I don't believe in any of the written religions. You know, it's different. I've got to believe Seth, but it's too fucked up to even say it.
No, but it's, yeah, fuck me, you get me thinking every time I speak to you. Yeah, it's true though. Because like I said, I'm at the beginning where I'm starting to like open my mind, sort of thing. Yeah.
With the name like Lucifer. Do you know what I mean?
The Ronin star.
Well, I need to bear more. Hey.
Fucking hell,
famous guy.
Fucking A. I might be the smallest, but I'll take you all on. Fucking right.
Happy days, man.
When you're coming down, so I climb up your bed. What the fuck? That keeps coming on. Right, guys, I'm going to end it here. I'm starving. I'm going to get something to eat, man.
Well, look, Jay, I'm looking forward to working with you in the future, mate, and try and get us up and running with the recovery stuff.
100%, man. You know it, especially now you got the time lit as well.
Yeah, that's it. It's I'm looking forward to it, mate. I mean, as I said, you help one person and it's made it worthwhile. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I had one woman contact me because she was finding foil in her daughter's room. So I told her to show me it. So she sent me a picture of it, and yeah, her daughter's on the snap. So I'm helping her at the minute, keeping in touch with her. So that's all I can do.
I mean, we all know what it's like to be rock bottom and be at your worst.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
and she's at
if you can
in bits,
help somebody be back. Do you know what I mean? Maybe just give them the benefit and how you get through it and stuff like that, and maybe it shows him a different way to cope.
Well, that's what it's all about, isn't it? You know that, man. If I can help one person, then that's sorted. You know what I mean?
You always say to people, man, pick up the phone. Don't pick up the drug. Just pick up the phone. Use a phone if you feel that compulsion. You feel
I am going to put that as our motto underneath, like, because I'm going to get rid of that channel and start it all afresh. When we're all ready, then we'll just get it going. Because last time I released it too early, man. So it'd be best. Yeah. So I'll do that. Look, sort it all out.
I appreciate it. It'll be good. It will be good, and I appreciate you letting us jump on the channel and help you with it, mate. It's good.
Yeah,
well, I said, man. I mean, even you guys. I mean, I only known you a little while, but all you lot, your brother always checks in on me, and I will never forget that. Do you know what I'm saying? Never ever. All right, it's only words, but it means a lot.
Indirectly helps us, helps me out. You know, being able to do things like that, or come on and just talk about stuff. It helps me out. I mean, it's
Hey, 2.5 hours.
It's not even that,
it's been awesome.
Johnny said something yesterday. It's not what you say; it's how you say it. Basically, From what it's the conviction in your voice. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And this is genuine. Me, Ash, we've been brought up. If anybody needs anything and we can help, we will. Do you know what I mean? That goes out to anybody. Do you know what I mean? And Johnny's the same. Again, I've only known Johnny a few months, and he's the same. Do you know what I mean? And it's like you can't suffer. I've suffered before. No. I've gone through shit. Currently going through shit, and I know if I needed to speaking is really hard, really hard, and. I had a walk around Dovestones yesterday just to try and clear my head. Dovestones it's right on the edge of like the Peak District, Saddleworth Moors, and it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Big, massive reservoir. There's 4 or 5 different walks that you can go off on there, and I did one a couple of months ago. It took me 45 minutes to get to the top. It's massive. It's absolutely ridiculous. But that was my thinking space, and you can always pick up the phone. Don't do fucking nothing stupid. Pick up the phone. Yeah, and 100%. I'm here. Ash is here. Anybody that wants to reach out, just get it done.
Yeah.
And I know what it's like. I struggle opening up. I struggle opening up. I can't do it. I've tried.
Yeah.
And I have got better with it. Do you know what I mean? But I know it's hard, but don't refer to fucking whatever it is that you got at the side of you. Don't fucking think about doing that stupid ending anything.
Yeah.
Pick up the phone.
Like Dom said, pick up a phone. Yeah, you know what I mean. I'm on
Pick up
Instagram.
the phone.
Anybody, just do it, man.
Yeah.
That's it.
And yeah, I couldn't see myself on here fucking 3 months ago. Never, ever. I just locked myself away. I couldn't do videos or nothing because I just didn't. I couldn't talk to people. But because of you lot, I don't know, man. It's weird. You know, it's just crazy. I'm just on total positivity all the time. And my drug worker, she can't believe it.
You've got a platform
She
that can
watches
help
me on here. Yeah.
Yeah,
My
100%.
drug worker's well proud of me.
When that comes with responsibility as well, but putting yourself out there and helping. That's it. I mean, see, like people
100%.
That's the thing, though.
don't
Yeah,
ever think
that's what I wanted to.
like, people that are in that shit don't think you're alone. You're not the only. Honestly, we've all been there,
Not, man.
and
No.
we can help you. Do you know what I mean? Just
Yeah,
don't sit there
100%.
suffering. Please,
100%.
just jump on this channel, man. You'll get all the help that you need. And if we can't help you, then we can defer you.
Everyone's welcome. Everyone, you know, talk about anything.
And Deco as well. Pandeco's comment on there. Speak about it, man. Reach out to one of us if you
man.
want. Someone different. I'm not going to pass judgment. I'm not bothered, me. Do you know what I mean? It's like
stick my number in the private chat, Jay. Yeah?
Yeah, likewise.
If you want it, then just come on, you're more than welcome just to phone me anytime. Sometimes it's easier to talk to a stranger than it is to somebody that's
100%.
Yeah, definitely.
You get more objectivity as well.
With the shit I went through, I ended up speaking to a professional, and it was easier speaking to her than what it was to Ash, what it was to my older brothers, what it was to my mum and dad, my best pal. There's stuff my best pal don't know. Do you know what I mean? Whereas a total stranger knows more about me and that situation than what somebody else does, and it was easier to speak to. You know what I mean? It's weird. It's weird. It is weird.
I get that.
Somebody that's not
That's
close to the
what
situation
you guys are on the screen. I think that's why I
maybe
find
see
it so
more in it
easy
than
to
you can,
talk, like,
because people who are close to you are too close to the situation. It's like
Yeah.
sometimes it's you. I said you'll get more objectivity out of somebody that isn't close to it. If that makes sense.
Well, Pandeco, just reach out. My Insta's, I'll put my Insta up. Just reach out, man. I'll give you my number. Anytime. Seriously, bro. I've got a separate phone, so just hit me up day or night. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, likewise. People can get me on here as well.
Yeah, here's my
Right,
Insta.
brothers. I'm gonna shoot.
Yeah. I'm gonna.
I'll speak to you soon, yeah?
Alright,
Take care, guys. When is it you're
Nice
doing
to
the truck
speak to you.
pull?
Say that again?
When is it you're doing the truck pull?
The 8th of May. Oh yeah, I'll mention that as well. So me and our Ash, there's a little lad down south who we met through when me and Ash went to meet Carlton Leach, and we were sat opposite a guy, again similar to us, been through it, but he's like the organizer of a charity called Bex, Bring Every Kind of Smiles, it's called. And we got speaking to him. He found out why we were there and literally just said, right, I'll give you 500 quid for his family. And we were like, fucking hell. Like, so started speaking to him, found out what he did. And I said to our Ash, we're like, we need to give something back here. We need to, he's helped us out. We need to help him out in whatever way we can. And I thought, a truck pull. Don't know where it came from. Not a clue. I just said, we'll pull a big fucking truck. So, speaking to him a couple of days later, obviously me and Ash were pissed off or whatever, and we said, right, let's do it. So we got in touch with him. He said, right, we've got a 7-ton truck. And me and Ash sort of looked at each other like, come on, we can do a bit better than that. He said, but we're either going to go big or we're not going to do it. So literally, we're pulling. You should see this truck as well. It is mint.
Sounds not working for some reason.
And when is that happening, guys?
8th of May.
Right, all right.
8th of May. That's happening down south. It's Sorry?
Was it Bex as well, the charity?
Yeah, Bex. Bring Every Kind of Smiles, it's called. It's a non-profit organisation as well.
I will promote the crap out of that, bro.
Say that again, sorry?
I said I will promote the crap out of that.
Nice one, thank you very much. Again, it's me now, Rash. And it turns out this truck it's 22 ton. This truck. It's a 22 ton truck. So yeah, I'm glad I've got big legs. That's all I'm gonna say. So training. I know, yeah, it's gonna be hard work. I've actually done something to my shoulder though. So this last week I haven't been in the gym because I've done something to my shoulder.
Yeah, over my
But
way,
anyway.
lad.
Oh yeah. An exclusive as well. I'm going over meeting Johnny Royle next week, and we're going to do some training. That cold water therapy,
Yeah.
I am looking forward to it, but I'm going to be screaming like a girl inside.
See that though, that is entirely horrific, right? But you got to try and control it. But for me, see, once you're out and you get home and you'll know what I mean.
Yeah.
You'll know what I mean. It's just different, man. It's zen as fuck.
Yeah. Well,
I'm going to hit you up, all right? Seriously. I'll hit you up, man.
But yeah, that's the 8th of, I think it's the 8th of May. I'm pretty sure it's the 8th of May. It got moved to the 8th. So we'll be having that. I'm looking forward to it. And then go and meeting Mr. Royle, Mr. Ruthless, Toothless.
Yeah, toothless, ruthless. Right then, I'm going to jump off, my guy.
All right,
in a bit, John.
Yeah, man.
Bro, you've done really good, mate. Honestly.
Take it easy, broski.
I'll let you have a rest and I'll let you up in a bit. Yeah?
All right, man. Yeah, I'm going to sleep a little bit, I think.
I feel the same, mate. It's been emotional, John. Seriously.
All right, man.
Love you, mate. Take care, all right? Right, guys, I'm going to end this. It's been a long one. It's been good.
You too, bro.
Take care, my
See you soon, man.
No worries. Bye, guys.